going to be doing workshops coming here every other Saturday coming after this week. And so today is really geared to having community dialogue, having community conversations around these questions, and really start thinking about how do we, organize more diligently, right, for our purposes, right? So to engage more of us, these are the wall questions as you see around the room. We would love folks to, write their thoughts on these wall questions, right? Because these are some of the questions that we're going to be going in through today. And so we just want our minds to start percolating, seeing where do we get that wisdom from? What are we talking about, right? What traditions are we pulling from when we are mentioning these things, right? What history are we talking about, right? How are we analyzing the information that we understand? And so, peace. My name is Jasiri. Many other folks is going to introduce themselves, but this is the time for us to, do the wall questions, get grounded before we start.
For the blood in my arm, the black is for the gun in my palm, and the green is for the charm that grows natural, like locks on Africans, holding the smoke from the herb in my abdomen, camouflage fatigues and dashiki, somewhere in between in WA and PE. I'm black like Steve Biko, raised in the ghetto by the people. Fuck the police, you know how we do. Hey, yo, my life is like Roots, it's a true story. It's too gory for them televised fables on cable. I'm a runaway slave watching the North Star, shackles on my forearm, running with a gun in my palm. I'm an African, never was an African American. Blacker than black, I take it back to my origin. Same skin, hated by the Klansmen. Big nose and lips, big hips and butts dancing. Whoa, I'm an African, and I know what's happening. I'm an African, and I know what's happening. You are African, do you know what's happening? I'm an African, and I know what's happening.
People on me for life. It's plain to see. You can't change me, cause I'm people on me for life. Where you from, fool?
No, I wasn't born in Ghana, but Africa's my mama. And I did not end up here from bad karma or for b-ball. Selling mad crack or rapping. Peter Tosh tried to tell us what happened. He was saying if you black, then you African. So they had to kill him and make him a villain, cause he was teaching the children. I feel him. Dunn was trying to drop us a real gem. That's why we bucking holes in the ceiling when we hearing I'm an African. And I know what's happening. I'm an African, and I know what's happening. You are African, do you know what's happening? I'm an African, and I know what's happening. AFRICA, Puerto Rico, Haiti, and JA, New York and Cali, FLA. Yo, it ain't about where you stay, it's about the motherland. AFRICA, Puerto Rico, Haiti, and JA, New York and Cali, FLA. Yo, it ain't about where you stay, it's about the motherland. It's that tank top flip flop, naughty dreadlock, fuck a cop, hip hop. Make your head bob, bounce to this socialist movement. My environment made me the nigga I am. Uncle Sam came and got me and the rest of my fam. Try to infiltrate and murder off the best of my clan. I'm not American, punk Democrat or Republican, remember that. Most of the cats we know be hustling. My mama worked all her life and still struggling. I blame it on the government and say it on the radio. And if you don't already know, all these Uncle Tom ass kissing niggas got to go.
Why haven't you learned anything?
Man, that school shit is a joke. The same people who control the school system control the prison system and the whole social system ever since slavery. You know what I'm saying?
I went went to school with some redneck crackers. Right around the time Third Base dropped the Cactus album, but I was reading Malcolm. I changed my name in '89, cleaning parts of my brain like a baby 9. I took a history class serious, front row every day of the week. Third period, fucking with the teachers had, calling them racist. I try to show them crackers some light, they couldn't face it. I got my diploma from a school called Rivers, full of teenage mothers and drug dealing niggas in the hallways. The popo was always present, searching through niggas' possessions, looking for dope and weapons. Get your lessons. That's what my moms kept stressing. I tried to pay attention, but their classes weren't interesting. They seem to only glorify the Europeans, claiming Africans were only 3/5 of human beings. They schools can't teach us shit. My people need freedom. We're trying to get all we can get. All my high school
what does that mean?
suck my dick, telling me
that means it's open, right? Default format. Two, 1, 2, 2. Did make a difference?
School is like a 12-step brainwash camp. They make you think if you drop out, you ain't got a chance to advance in life. They try to make you pull your pants up. Students fight the teachers and get took away in handcuffs. And if that wasn't enough,
2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Anything now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be reading this. If I unplug this, that should go away. Should go away.
Mad niggas never finish, but that doesn't mean I couldn't be a doctor or a dentist.
State schools can't teach us shit. My people need freedom. We trying to get on with the
well, we're about to find out.
Teachers can suck my dick, telling me white man
2,
lies,
2,
straight bullshit.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Two. Where's your mic on here? It's on here? It's up top? That's camera, right?
It's funny, I was asking myself literally yesterday where my mic
teaching us nothing but how to be slaves and hard workers for white people. To build up their shit, make
I'm trying to do it so I can brush the mic, but I can't. I don't understand why it's not reading it. 2, 2, 2. Two, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
They teaching our families how to interact better with each other. You know what I'm saying? They just teaching us how to build their shit up. You know what I'm saying? That's why my niggas got a problem with this shit. That's why niggas be dropping out that shit, cause it don't relate. You go to school and the fucking police searching you, you walking in your shit. Like this a military compound, you know what I'm saying? So school ain't gonna relate us until we have some shit where we control the fucking school system, where it reflect how we gonna solve our own problems. The niggas ain't gonna relate to school. Shit, that's just how it is, you know what I'm saying? And I love education, you know what I'm saying? But if education ain't elevating me, and you know what I'm saying, it ain't taking me where I need to go out some bullshit, then fuck education, you know what I'm saying? At least gay shit. Matter of fact, my nigga, this whole school system could suck my dick. Bitch! 1, 2, 1, 2.
music when it hit, you feel no pain. White folks that controls your brain. I know better than that. That's game, man. We ready for that. 2 soldiers head of the pack. Matter of fact, who got the gat and where my army at? Rather attack and not react. Back to beats, it don't reflect on how many records get sold on sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Whether your projects put on hold in the real world. These just people with ideas. They just like me and you when the smoke and cameras disappear again. The real world is bigger than all these fake ass records. Wait, Popo got the millions and my woman's disrespected. If you check 1, 2, my word of advice to you is just relax. Just do what you got to do. If that don't work, then kick the facts. If you a fighter, rider, blame it, kinda crowd exciter, or you wanna just get high and just say it. But then if you a lie, pants on fire, wolf cry, agent with a Y, I'm gonna know it when I play it. It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip. It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop.
Who shot Biggie Smalls? If we don't get them, they gon' get us all. I'm down for running up on the crackers in they city hall. We ride for y'all, all my dogs, stay real. Nigga, don't think these record deals gon' feed your season, pay your bills because they not. MCs get a little bit of love and think they hot. Talking about how much money they got. Nigga, all y'all records sound the same. I'm sick of that fake thug R&B rap scenario all day on the radio. Same scenes in the video, monotonous material. Y'all don't hear me though. These record labels slang our tapes like dope. You could be next in line and sign and still be writing rhymes and rope. You would rather have a Lexus or justice, a dream or some substance, a beamer, a necklace or freedom. Still nigga like me don't play. Hey, I just stay awake. This real hip hop and it don't stop till we get the popo off the block. They call it hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip. It's bigger than hip hop. Hip hop, hip hop, hip. It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip. It's bigger than hip hop.
I got image coming to you just so you can get that off the way.
DP's got that crazy shit.
You know
She
what?
keep it crunk up. John Blaze and shit. DP's got that crazy shit. She keep it crunk
only
up.
one person
John
can get
Blaze
it, so
and
now I'm
shit.
trying to get the house.
DP's got that crazy shit. She keep it crunk up. John Blaze and shit. DP's got that crazy shit. She keep it crunk up. John Blaze and shit. DP's got that crazy shit. She keep it crunk up.
Wait, where was you?
They said like when I was in the tag, you
Did
could
you ever-
Josh was right outside.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna call him.
They call it.
big records.
Excuse me, I'm far behind you.
Sorry.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
And you only have one USB.
You have the emergence in human society of this thing that's called the state.
I have a USB hub.
What is the state? The
Maybe I can
state
get
is
you
this organized
in the
bureaucracy.
hub.
It is the police department. It is the army, the navy. It is the prison system, the courts, and what have you. This is the state. It is a repressive organization. But the state, and well, you know, you got to have the police, because if there were no police, look at what you'd be doing to yourselves. You'd be killing each other if there were no police. But the reality is, the police become necessary in human society. Only at that juncture in human society where it is split between those who have and those who ain't got.
I throw a Molotov cocktail at the precinct. You know how we think. Organize the hood under our chain banners. Red, black, and green instead of gang bandanas. FBI spying on us through the radio antennas. And them hitting cameras in the street like watching society. With no respect for the people's right to privacy. I take a slug for the cause like Huey P. While all you fake niggas try to copy Master P. I wanna be free to live. Able to have what I need to live. Bring the power back to the street where the people live. You sick of working for crumbs and filling up the prisons. Dying over money and relying on religion for help. We do for self like ants in a colony. Organize the wealth into a socialist economy. A way of life based off the common need. And all my comrades is ready, we just spreading the seed. Black man, live a third of his life in a jail cell. Cause the world is controlled by the white man. And the people don't never get justice. And the women don't never get respected.
Oh my God.
And the problems don't never get solved. And the jobs don't never pay enough. So the rent always be late. Can you relate? We live in
No more bondage, no more political monsters, no more secret space launches. Government departments started it in the projects, material objects, thousands up in the closets. Could have been invested in the future for my comrades. Battle contacts, primitive weapons out in combat. Many never come back. Pretty niggas be running with gas. Rather get shot in they back than fire back. We tired of that. Corporations hiring blacks, denying the facts, exploiting us all over the map. That's why I write the shit I write in my rap. It's documented, I'm in it. Every day of the week, I live in it, breathe in it. It's more than just fucking believing it. I'm holding in ones, rolling up my sleeves and shit. It's CeeLo for push-ups now. Many headed for one conclusion. Niggas ain't ready for revolution.
The average black male live a third of his life in a jail cell. Cause the world is controlled by the white male. And the people don't never get justice. And the women don't never get respected. And the problems don't never get solved. And the jobs don't never pay enough. So the rent always be late. Can you relate? We living in a police state.
Let's go, fellas. Shout time's up in 5 minutes. I think this is, huh? That's it. 5 more minutes and that's it. Back to work, fellas. Back to work. Yo, little Khadija pops is locked. She wanna pop the lock, but prison ain't nothing but a private stock. And she be dreaming about his day to release. She hate the police, but loved by her grandma who hugs and kisses her. Her father's a political prisoner, free Fred, son of a panther that the government shot dead back in 12/4/1969. 4 o'clock in the morning, it's terrible, but it's fine, cause Fred Hampton Jr. looks just like him, walks just like him, talks just like him, and it might be frightening the feds and the snitches to see him organize the gang, brothers and sisters, so he had to be framed, yo. You know how the game go, 18 years because the 5-0 said so. They said he set a fire to an Arab store, but he ignited the minds of the young, black, and poor. Behind enemy lines, my niggas are cellmates. Most of the youth never escape the jail fate. Super maximum camps will advance their game plan to keep us in the hands of the man locked up.
Collect call for Ness. Yo, shit is crazy, boy. Yo, I miss you. Yo, put some money in my commissary.
Lord Kenny been smoking Lucy since he was 12. Now he 25, locked up with an L. They call him Triple K, cause he killed 3 niggas. Another ghetto child got turned into a killer. His pops was a Vietnam veteran on heroin, used like a pawn by these white North Americans. Mama couldn't handle the stress and went crazy. Grandmama had to raise the baby, just a young boy, born to a life of poverty. Hustling, robbery, whatever brought the paper home. Carried the chrome like a blind man, HOLLA cane, tattoos all over his chest so you can know his name. But y'all know how the game go. D's kicked in the front door and guess who they came for? A young nigga headed for the pen, could've been, should've been, never see the hood again.
Behind enemy lines, my niggas are cellmates. Most of the youth never escape the jail fate. Super maximum camps will advance their game plan to keep us in the hands of the man locked up behind enemy lines. My niggas are cellmates. Most of the youth never escape the jail fate. Super maximum camps will advance their game plan to keep us in the hands of the man locked up.
Cuando yo llamo es como tú no me quieres escuchar. No he visto mis hijos, mi mujer, no me mandan retrato, no tengo dinero. Estoy aquí jodido en la cárcel, metido.
You ain't got to be locked up to be in prison. Look how we living. 30,000 niggas a day up in the bin. Standard routine, they put us in a box just like our life on the block. You ain't got to be locked up to be in prison. Look how we living. 30,000 niggas a day up in the bin. Standard routine, they put us in a box just like our life on the block.
Behind enemy lines.
Our people are poor, And you know damn real nobody wants to be bored. This play is gonna show how the pigs react when the people start to take community control over what belongs to them and liberate it back.
Sometimes I just don't care.
Murderation, modern hanging education. Price of your life is going up, it ain't inflation. Incrimination, got my picture at the station. Elimination, state to state, we eaten by this nation. Then belly full, my trigger finger got pulled. To cut the bullshot, to warm your flesh like wool. These tunes for survival, make fools out of rivals. Fuck the Bible, get on your knees and praise my rifle. Your life is done, there ain't another place to run. Eat your own gun, scared because my people never known fun.
Cops ride by on the streets and blow my friends away. I try to smoke enough lie to take my sins away. This E&J be freeing us in its own special way, son. We live for the day, the only way done. The violence in me reflect the violence that's around me. I choose Jack Riley, Mr. Charlie, keep his eye on me to figure my head. But them ass-kissing niggas is dead. You learning chokeholds with fisherman's thread. I read the art of Sun Tzu in a couple of fucking days. Used to practice kung fu with this nigga that's like double my age. And you can put this on the government's grade. Somebody paying for the way we have to suffer and slave. Assassination. Word up. You ain't even safe with a full clip. I swear on the president's grave. I'm sick of living in this bullshit. Who down to take it to the full left? Meet us up on Capitol Hill and we can get up in some real shit. You ain't even safe with a full clip. I swear on the president's grave. I'm sick of living in this bullshit. Who down to take it to the full left? Meet us up on Capitol Hill and we can get up in some real shit. Assassination. Yeah. Come over here. It's time for some mindsets. We ain't got to take our clothes off yet. We could burn an instant and just chat, relax. I got the good vibration. Before we make love, let's have a good conversation. Pardon me, love, but you seem like my type. What you doing tonight? You should stop by the site. We could roll some weed, play some records and talk. I got a fly spot downtown Brooklyn, New York. Now I know you think I wanna fuck, no doubt, but tonight we try a different route. How about we start with a salad, a fresh bed of lettuce with croutons. Later we could play a game of chess on the futon. See, I ain't got to get in your blouse. It's your eye contact that be getting me aroused. When you show me your mind and make me wanna show you mine. Reflecting my life when it shines, just taking our time before the night's through. We could get physical too. I ain't trying to say I don't wanna fuck, cause I do, but for me, boo, making love is just as much mental. I like to know what I'm getting into. See, we could have mindsets. We ain't got to take our clothes off yet. We could burn an instant and just chat, relax. I got the good vibration. Before we make love, let's have a good conversation. It's time for some mindset. We ain't got to take our clothes off yet. We could burn an instant and just chat, relax. I got the good vibration. Before we make love, let's have a good conversation. It's time for some mindsets. Yeah. What you know about mindsets?
African princess, tell me your interest. Wait, let me guess, boo, you
Oh, yes. One second on that. I may. Yeah, peace, everyone. Just real quick. Don't mean to interrupt. I know everyone's greeting, connecting. We're working on the Wi-Fi, which is now looking healthy, which is great. So shouts to everyone that's on the Zoom. Peace to everyone who is connecting with us audio visually. And if we can continue to, if we can continue to add our thoughts to the wall questions all around the walls here on both walls.
And up front, we have a lot of literature that we want to make sure everyone has access to, as well as sign-in sheets for not only this forum, but some of the organizations involved in putting it together. And we're going to continue to gather our thoughts before we start with a grounding. We've got one of our elders who's going to hold us down for that, coming on to the Zoom right now. Another is arriving into the space right now. So we're continuing to gather thoughts and to introduce, etc. So appreciate everyone's patience. If you've already added your thoughts to the wall questions, if not, please add those, because those are going to furnish our smaller group discussions. And there's food. There's more food on the way. But if you haven't had any food, there's some veggie patties that are actually in the process of being finished. But there are more patties on the way, particularly for those that are looking for chicken and beef patties. Those well, it looks like the coffee is arriving right now. Yeah, coffee is arriving right now. Beef and chicken patties momentarily. Peace.
So this one, I'm not gonna go in order, but question 3 says, what skills, resources, can you give to this movement?
So, but the bigger thing I can.
Yes.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Great. Thanks. Your name?
I'm Tad.
Neely. We've met before.
We have.
Don't think this is the question.
Thornless rose, eternal rose. Please look my way. Please look my way. Please look my way.
We're gonna give them the option to use this, or it's really just two.
Makes sense.
Well, the board's back there. You need a feed.
Oh, I didn't bring any.
I just realized I'm using. I might be able to find one.
You're wonderful. So
I was born black, I live black, and I'm gonna die probably because I'm black.
We're streaming 2 different outputs, but the third output is a constant feed that can't be modulated. There's going to be a constant signal. Is that a problem?
No, maybe what I'll do, just sit on the floor if it's okay.
I mean, it'll be a quality signal. It's just that it doesn't shut off when I shut off all the money.
Because some cracker that knows I'm black better than you, nigga, is probably gonna put a bullet in the back of my head.
Yeah, our lives fucked up. No doubt. All the shit we go through every day. Sometimes a nigga don't know what the fuck to do. But see, I got my niggas. And we gon' organize a people army. And we gon' get control over our own lives. And I mean that shit right there from the bottom of my shit. I check. Yeah. Imagine having no running water to drink. Chemicals contaminate the pipes leading to your sink. Just think, if the grocery stores close their doors and they saturate the streets with tanks and start martial law, would you be ready for civil war? Could you take the life of somebody you know or have feelings for unnecessary? I got cousins in the military, but far as I'm concerned, they die when they register.
This world is oh so cold. I think about my ancestors being sold, and it make me want to break the mold. Fuck the goal and the party. Train yourself, clean your shouty. Tell me what you gonna do to get free. We need more than MCs. We need Hueys, revolutionaries. The niggas on the streets today is kind of scary. The smell around my way ain't roses or strawberries. In fact, it's kind of poisonous, bringing out the boy in us. But I'ma stand up on my own like a man do. Dominate the land and make wealth like Fu Manchu. Yes, the people's arms stick together like glue. We represent the I Ching, and to this we stand true. Military formation, anyone participation is welcome. Each one teach one, son help son. Just one gun is all it takes to get it started. Living in the wilderness of the West, we cold-hearted.
If you don't think it can happen, think again, my son. Be prepared for the worst that's yet to come. We want freedom, prophecies of ancient wisdom, cataclysm. Niggas be like, fuck the system. If you don't think it can happen, think again, my son. Be prepared for the worst that's yet to come. We want freedom,
Niggas be like, fuck the system. I don't wanna be no movie star. I don't wanna drive no fancy car. I just wanna be free to live my life, to live my own life. Yeah, I'm for peace, but I kill you if you fuck with my moms on my knees. See, we all want peace, but the problem is crackers want a bigger piece. Got it where the niggas can't get a piece. That's why police get stabbed and shot, cause a nigga can't eat. If the ab is hot, locked up, you get 3 hot meals in one cot. Then you sit and rock, never even got a fair shot. That's where a whole lot of niggas end up. My man Moms even got sent up, trying to keep the rent up. When I'm been up, I think a lot about the reason I'm here. I think about the things I fear in the coming years ahead of me. I'm ready for whatever they bring, though. I go against a tank with a shank for my dreams, and that's my fucking word. One day the whole world will smoke herb, and niggas won't get took to jail for hanging on the curb. If you don't think it can happen, think again, my son. Be prepared for the worst as yet to come. We want freedom, prophecies of ancient wisdom, cataclysm. Niggas be like, fuck the system. If you don't think it can happen, think again, my son. Be prepared for the worst as yet to come. We want freedom, prophecies of ancient wisdom, cataclysm. Niggas be like, fuck the system. I don't wanna be no movie star, and I don't wanna drive no fancy car. I just wanna be free to live my life, to live my own life. If you don't think it can happen, think again, my son. Be prepared for the worst as yet to come. We want freedom, prophecies of ancient wisdom, cataclysm. Niggas be like, fuck the system. If you don't think it can happen, think again, my son. Be prepared for the worst as yet to come. We want freedom, prophecies of ancient wisdom, cataclysm. Niggas be like, fuck the system. It's all love, all love, all love. I don't eat no meat, no dairy, no sweets, only ripe vegetables, fresh fruit and whole wheat. I'm from the old school, my household smell like soul food, bruh. Curry falafel, barbecue tofu, no fish though, no candy bars, no cigarettes, only ganja, fresh squeezed juice from oranges. Exercising daily to stay healthy, and I rarely drink water out the tap cause it's filthy.
Lentil soup is mental fruit, and ginger root is good for the youths. Fresh vegetable with them ital stew, sweet yam fries with the green callaloo. Careful how you season and prepare your foods, cause you don't want to lose vitamins and minerals, and that's the jewel. Life brings life, is valuable, so I eat what come from the ground, it's natural. Let your food be your medicine, no accelerant, strictly herbs and raised from the sun, cause I got melanin and drink water. 8 glasses a day, cause that's what they say.
They say you are what you eat, so I strive to eat healthy. My goal in life is not to be rich or wealthy, cause true wealth comes from good health and wise ways. We got to start taking better care of ourselves. They say you are what you eat, so I strive to eat healthy. My goal in life is not to be rich or wealthy, cause true wealth comes from good health and wise ways. We got to start taking better care of ourselves. Be healthy, y'all.
Yeah, hold the fuck up, yo. Take this little intermission. Listen what the fuck we got to say, you know. World is born, son. Niggas been living fast for too long, know what I'm saying? Smoking bogeys, fucking drinking all types of shit, wailing out, not giving a fuck what they put in their bodies, son. You know what I'm saying? About time niggas start thinking about that shit, son. You know what I'm saying? That shit is fucking making us deteriorate, son. Word up, we gotta care about our little babies and shit, son. Niggas got kids to raise. Straight up, you gotta start learning yourself, learning about your health, son. Learning this world we live in, kid. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start changing all that shit, God. Word up. So I'm gonna leave y'all niggas on some shit like that. You know what I mean? Word up, you niggas better start using your minds and shit, kid. Peace.
Peace, who this? Yo, this D-Don, nigga. What's the deal, Rod?
Peace, what's the deal, you know?
Yo, niggas having this be healthy shit today, son. You know that shit's going down. It's gonna be mad trees, mad snaps. You know what I mean? You know how we gonna do.
Yeah, son, I can't even fuck with it, man. You know what I mean? Nigga, I'm mad to do, son.
Yo, son, stop playing. Come on, yo.
Man, I
do
wish I could
shit
fuck with
tomorrow,
you,
son, man.
See, I wish I could go, man. You know what I mean? I got matches to do, man. This shit come first, you know? You know how it is, man.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yo, I'm gonna hold it down, represent.
Hold me down, baby. You know how we do.
Hey.
Call me, baby. One love.
Yeah, you.
Discipline makes things easier. Organize your life. Discipline makes things easier. Organize your life. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be fine. Discipline, practice make perfect. Discipline, just health is wealth. Discipline, all things in moderation. Discipline. Work your plan. Discipline, 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 discipline.
I was born in a dump. My mama died and my daddy got drunk. They left me here to die grow in the middle of Tobacco Road. I grew up in a rusty shack. All I owned was hanging on my back. And Lord knows how I learned this place called Tobacco Road. Tobacco Road, you're dirty and you're filthy. Tobacco Road, gonna get me some dynamite and a crane. I'm gonna blow it up, Lord, we can start all over again.
My mind is the place where I make my plans. The world is the place where I take my stand. The beauty of life is mine today. They cannot take my mind away.
Fuck what you heard, I'm from Africa. This ain't no act, it's mathematical. Past the black radical, I choose the N1 because it's practical. Nothing was changed, we ain't protecting no name, this all factual. They push the wrong buttons, count down to detonate. Brooklyn's on the way and the world will have to speculate. This is what we learn in the street. Fuck a degree, believe in none of what you hear and half of what you see.
It's like watching your own father smoke crack. I have nightmares and shit like that. No way in hell I ever get like that. I've seen a lot of shit in 22 years. It's like a tour of duty. My life is booby trapped. It's hard to see the beauty when your heart turning ice cold. Cold like your hands exposed to blistering winds. My mother keep her eyes closed. She said she praying. I listen close to what she's saying. When she speak of Jesus, I ignore it. But when it's practical, I'm all for it. You got to think like a soldier. I'm training myself to snatch pistols out of holsters. Discipline, keep the mind focused. This whole world is a cornfield, son. Look out for flying locusts. Don't let them get in your head. They try to probe you. Figure your thoughts, so they can try to control you. And through you, control your whole crew. It's psychology, boy. Now what the fuck that make you wanna do? Don't let them get in your head. They try to probe you. Figure your thoughts so they can try to control you. And through you, control your whole crew. It's psychology, boy. Now what the fuck that make you wanna do?
You can't walk the streets with no state of mind. Blind to the ways of mankind. And if you know the time, give me a sign. Tell me where we draw the line. I got your back if you got mine. My enemy's enemy is my man. One dreadlock is stronger than one strand. While the crackers got the upper hand, my comrades stand on land stolen. Every tooth a golden opportunity. Who holding my community? Hostage, 10% ransom, costing us time, we lost and some. This is how the plan runs, sticking with a fugitive brain. What we do to live is insane. Holding the weed, healing my membranes. Just like crack, you know it all boils down to the dollars and cents of it. Niggas commence to get rents to sentence to serve terms. Jumping the fence, the black germ is loose. When will they learn?
Psychology. On walls and smoke weed in the halls. No respect for their laws. I cut your face with a kitchen knife. It's gladiator times. Man against machinery. The tree bark fatigue. Help me blend with the scenery, boy. Life is a series of serious choices. Theories is formed from experience. Never mysterious forces. Very much of anything is a trap. My mind snap, guerrilla warfare for $2 grand. They say karate mean empty hands, so then it's perfect for the poor man. Poor man. They say karate mean empty hands, so then it's perfect for the poor man. Don't let them get in your head, they try to probe you. Think in your thoughts so they can try and control you. And do you control your whole crew? It's psychology, boy. Now what the fuck that make you wanna do? Don't let them get in your head, they try to probe you. Think in your thoughts so they can try and control you. And do you control your whole crew? It's psychology, boy. Now what the fuck that make you wanna do?
Organize, then we won't survive if we don't realize we are sure to die.
Psychology.
When you think of us, think of pyramids and crystals and glimmering gold teeth that shine like crystals. The mind is like a jewel, son. Only a fool wouldn't grasp it. Wisdom is a tool to get blasted. When you think of us, think of pyramids and pistols and glimmering gold teeth that shine like crystals. The mind is like a jewel, son. Only a fool wouldn't grasp it. Wisdom is a tool to get blasted.
Seize the time. No one is promised tomorrow.
Yo, it's a beautiful day, and everybody's feeling wonderful. The ladies is out, looking fly, dressed comfortable. I love to wake up and feel the breeze through my window. Sip on a fatigue, grab a Dutch and roll some endo. In these days like these that make life so much easier. This thawing out, getting stout in the freezer. Walk the block at my leisure. Summertime is like an anesthesia. So many pretty things to please ya. The greenery, beautiful birds, natural scenery, or even just the infinite sky. We be forever pumping loud on the block or telling jokes in the ride. When the weather be hot, everybody be outside having fun, alright? Eating fresh fruits, vegetables, and good food. Put me in the mood for a festival. Some say the summer make a woman more sexual. It's instinct, that's why my game be right on schedule. I put the great Mother Nature on a pedestal. She always fly, but today she's exceptional. If I had a chance to make a wish, every day would be just like this, full of happiness. I feel great, even though we got mad things to deal with. Happiness is all in the mind. Let's unwind and find a reason to snap. I'm just glad to be living, feeling fine. Leaving my bad times behind feels great. And no, we can't escape from the realness. Happiness is all in the mind. Let's unwind and find a reason to snap. I'm just glad to be alive, feeling fine. Living life one day at a time, feeling great. Great. Yeah, know what I'm saying? I just want to give a shout out to everybody who got a birthday today. Happiness, happiness.
Have you ever heard the children play? Sometimes I feel the same way. Roll up a J and get away. Put some food in the grill or just chill. Maybe build with my elders. Never know the things they can tell you. Learning why the cage birds sing. Cause it's the valuable things you know that separate the men from the kings. The flowers that bloom in the sun. And everybody singing the tune. Cause it's time to have fun. Be out, rollerblading. A day when no one could have stayed inside. Watch the car, now it's time to take a ride. Me and my crew hanging out all all night, the sunrise, celebration of life, cause every day is a surprise. Think of the rich countryside on the land of Jamaica, mountain springs and green acres, or any other place in the world your mind takes you. It's the good times in life that everybody can relate to. And you can leave your troubles behind and have a wonderful time. Lay back and just ease your mind. You can leave your troubles behind and have a wonderful time. Lay back and just ease your mind.
Great, even though we got mad things to deal with. Happiness is all in the mind. Let's go on and find a reason to snap. I'm just glad to be living, feeling fine. Leaving my bad times behind feels great. They know we can't escape from the realness. Happiness is all in the mind. Let's go on and find a reason to snap. I'm just glad to be alive, feeling fine. Living life one day at a time, feeling great. Great.
Help me. You asked me to help you? Man is even capable of nothing but destruction.
Check. Yeah. Okay, great. All right, everyone, we're just about to start with our groundings. Our comrades are in position for groundings. So if we could just find a good spot, and in about 1 minute, we'll go ahead and start. We got Sister Betty and Brother Jaleel, who will hold us down for groundings in just about 1 minute. Okay, peace, everyone. Ideally, you could hear me okay. I want to make sure that y'all have a good angle. So we're pretty much filling this space right now. Just so that y'all know, here, this is where we're at presently. And here, I'll put it on a chair. Okay. Okay, great. All right, so let's make sure that the sound is all in effect. Ideally, y'all can see it's a little bit at an angle, pardon, but if we here. Okay, great. Yeah, just let me know if there's anything I can do with the video to improve it. But so long as y'all can see in general and the audio is clear. Oh, and duly noted, Conrad. I see your expansions there. That we did have that down as hyper incarceration as well, and I'm sure that you will be able to help us to expound further on that in terms of prison slavery. So we will be going further into that in that specific theme. So thank you very much, Conrad, for those reminders.
Nice to meet you. It's nice to see you in person. Oh my God. How are you? Yes, so we are in the process of talking, and then hopefully on Tuesday I'll be on I was so happy because you mentioned it to me. Sounds good. I'm so happy. Yeah. Right. I'm excited. Oh, it's nice to see you in person. Oh, amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I got this.
Okay, we just need our other microphone. Okay. So great. Welcome everyone once again. It's just peace. It's so do you want to? No doubt. It's so it's just exhilarating to be in the space with you all. We've been building toward this for a minute, and very amped to just get into it. I know that there's a lot to address. We've already started doing so. So seeing a lot of brilliance up on the wall already, that will get us started, get us grounded. And to further ground us, we have some of our dearest comrades out here that are going to just set the table for us. We have Sister Betty in the building. We have absolutely, and we have Brother Jaleel remotely who just arrived. And so we want to start this off accurately with those dear comrades and start with their wisdom to get us grounded and get us situated. So without further ado, I'll bring the mic over to you, Sister Betty. Welcome.
Ooh. Yo-ho! Yo-ho! I want us to talk today on behalf of Queen Mother Moore, because she's the one who introduced me to the movement. And one of the things she said was, if you're in the struggle against capitalism, you're not necessarily going to get rich. You may lose your life. She said, but you will gain relationships with some of the most wonderful people in the world. The comrades, even the ones who can't go all the way with you for whatever contradictions they have in their lives. They are amazing. And sometimes when you really want to give up, that's what will get you through. So I want you to look at each other and recognize you're not here because you're gay. You're not here because you're Black. You're not here because you speak a foreign language according to them. You're not here because you have nappy hair, no hair, straight hair, curly hair, bleached hair, blonde hair, blue hair, whatever. You are here because there is something called a ruling class, and they are linked all over the world. And whatever contradiction you have in this movement, suck it up and aim your guns where it needs to go. And then we will take care of the rest of the contradictions. When you go home at night and you stay up on a computer, and when you get up in the morning, you feel sick to death with fatigue, that's love. You don't have to hug each other every day. You don't have to shake hands. You don't feel like speaking some days, whatever you do. When you have a harsh word or disagreement with a comrade, it's all forgiven because you do what you have to do, but to the best of what you can do. And so I salute you. You're the new generation. I cannot tell you how happy I am to see you. I've lost most of my warrior comrades. The majority of the people I stepped out on the first protest with, and it was for Patrice Lumumba. They're gone. I got nobody to wake up in the middle of the night and say, you know, that idiot said we're responsible for that plane going down and falling out with laughter. You understand? But the movement continues. The struggle continues. And so I just salute you. The best place in the world for you to be is here right now. And I don't care how many different organizations you have. Americans are like that. Individuals. The fascists will teach you. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, comrade. And we need that. We need that perspective. We need that context. We need that clarity. And is Brother Jaleel able to be heard? Is the sound connected? Through off the Zoom. So just a couple words while we connect up Brother Jaleel's audio. Among countless other contributions, Brother Jaleel penned a text, just the title alone of which, oh, pardon. Let's see if we could work through that. Check. Just the title alone of which. Okay. Yeah, can we make sure that everything's muted that needs to be muted or silenced? That term muted is not necessarily always ideal, but everything's muted that needs to be muted. Okay, yeah, or silent. Okay, all right, and if y'all could just let me know once the audio is connected with Brother Jaleel, just to say briefly. Okay, all right, and if y'all could just let me know. Yeah, I do hear that echo. But so what I was saying, just to say briefly. Okay, all right, and if y'all could just let me know. Yeah, I do hear that echo. But so what I was saying, just to say, doing some briefly, revolutionary sound collage in the building. Yeah, I do hear that echo. But so what I was saying, just to say, well, the text, the title that I was going to say, and ideally y'all can hear me over the kaleidoscope of sound, is "We Are Our Own Liberators." Brother Jaleel produced while on the inside, while he was doing his just short of half a century inside of these dungeons for us as a political prisoner of war, enslaved, captured by these genocidal enslavers. He penned a critically important text called "We Are Our Own Liberators." And just that phrase itself is such an important guidepost for us in general and in this particular moment, seen as it is an expression of precisely the self-determination that we need in this moment, that Sister Betty was just laying out, that our comrades that have been doing it, like Sister Betty, like Brother Jaleel, have been living and enacting for all of these decades. So do we have sound for Brother Jaleel? Comrades that have been doing it. So without further ado, let's go to Brother Jaleel to continue with our groundings. We have sound for Brother Jaleel. So without further ado, let's go to Brother Jaleel to continue with our groundings. We have sound for Brother Jaleel. So without further ado,
peace. Can you hear us?
Jaleel.
Now we can hear you. We didn't hear you. We hear nothing else that was said before.
Okay. Well, let me reiterate quickly. There was, without further ado. Peace. Can you hear us?
Now we can hear you. We didn't hear you.
We're getting quite an echo. Basically, just okay. Well, let me reiterate. Just introducing you and was reminding about the importance of basically being our own liberator. Well, let me reiterate. Just introducing you and was reminding. And so to continue with, this is up. Yeah, and so this Zoom is on. With, do you want me to mute this Zoom? Yeah, this is up. Yeah, and so this Zoom is on. With, do you want me to mute this Zoom? Yeah, this is up. Yeah, and so this Zoom is on. With, do you want me to mute this Zoom? Yeah, this is up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, and so this
Can you
Zoom
hear me
is
now? All the
on.
way in the
With,
back. Can you hear me?
do you want me to mute this Zoom? Yeah, this is
Can you
up.
hear me now?
Yeah, and so this
Can you
Zoom
hear me
is
now? All the
on.
way in the
With,
back. Can you hear me?
do you want me to mute this Zoom? Yeah, this
Can
is
you hear
up.
me now?
Yeah, and so this
Can you
Zoom
hear me
is
now? All the way
on.
in the
With,
back. Can you hear me?
do you want me to mute this Zoom? Yeah, this is
Can you hear
up.
me now?
Yeah, and so this
Can you
Zoom
hear me
is
now? All the way
on.
in the
With,
back. Can you hear me?
do you want me to mute this Zoom? Yeah, this is
Can you hear
up.
me now?
Yeah, and so this
Can you
Zoom
hear me
is
now? All the way
on.
in the
With,
back. Can you hear me?
do you want me to mute this Zoom?
Go ahead, Jaleel.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is
Can you hear
up.
me now? Can you hear me? Everyone can hear me.
Yeah,
All right,
and so
first I want to begin
this
by
Zoom is
my
on.
regular
With,
greetings
do
of
you want me to
Assalamu
mute this
alaikum,
Zoom?
peace,
Go
paz,
ahead,
barakani,
Jaleel.
Yeah,
jambo,
this is up.
Adea, Irene, Shalom. Everyone can hear me. All
Yeah,
right,
and
first I
so
want to begin
this
by
Zoom is
my
on.
your native
With,
languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
Adea, very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
Adea, very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
very member of the Black Panther Party, and Shalom.
Yeah,
All right,
and
first I
so
want to begin your native languages. I would like to address you,
Go ahead, Jaleel.
yeah, this is up.
very member of the Black Panther Party. Very member of the Black Panther Party.
Part of what was just trying to express there, and unfortunately, technical audio, etc. But Brother Jaleel, in writing that text and in producing some of the preliminary texts for Spirit of Mandela, what ended up being the International Tribunal in 2021 against U.S. genocides. This is a continuation of those efforts of being our own liberators. And so Sister Betty and Brother Jaleel both represent, examples of precisely that calling to be our own liberators in a self-determining way. And that's precisely what we are looking to continue with this forum. And as we move forward, combating these multiple and compounding genocides that we find ourselves faced with out here today. We recognize that the United States, this colonial slaver enterprise, has been committed to genocide for profit as its model since the jump, since its very foundations. The earliest colonies, there has never been a point in the United States history where it was not engaging in genocides. And what we're seeing now is that not only does the U.S. Perfect. We're gonna see if there's another way to get Brother Jaleel on here so that we can hear him close out our grounding.
I'm all right, bro. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Yes.
Cut your camera on. Stop being shy.
Can we see you, bro?
Cut your camera on. Stop being shy.
I don't know if you can see me. Is the camera coming up? I don't know if the camera's coming up or not. Is the camera up?
Can you turn on your video?
Okay.
Okay.
That was for me. That was just me.
There we
Joking. My
go.
fault, y'all.
There we go.
I was my fault. If y'all wanted to, he did. I got it. I'm sorry, y'all. You gonna hold it?
So yeah. So how about this? So I'll hold the mic so that we can hear you. And I was just introducing the title of your text and the fact that us being our own liberators is precisely one of the anchors for our 2021 International Tribunal, which your work, while in solitary behind teaching especially street families on the inside about your experience with the Black Panther Party and how they could draw from your experience. And of course, these slavers and overseers saw that as so threatening to their genocidal program that they decided to throw you in the hole behind that. So I was just setting some of that context so that you could continue to ground us. Sister Betty started us off. So if you could take it away from there, Brother Jaleel Muntakim.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can we hear Brother Jaleel?
Oh yes. I got my computer turned off, and I'm just going to. I'll begin as I started before. First of all, I'll give the universal greetings of Assalamu alaikum, peace, paz, barakani, jambo, shalom, India, Azreen, Haping, paz, whatever your native language is, I wish people are in peace and solidarity. I'm Jaleel Muntakim. I'm the member of Black Panther Party, Black Liberation Army. I did 49 years behind prison walls, which is actually the penal slave system. If you're not familiar with the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution, it states that slavery and voluntary servitude, except for those who are duly convicted of a crime, shall exist in the United States or its jurisdiction. And what that informs us, in 1865, when they ended chattel slavery of African people, they established penal slavery in the same stroke. So therefore, this country is, in fact, a slave nation. Slavery has never been abolished in this country. It just transformed from chattel slavery to penal slavery. And so this is the reason why one of the areas of our concerns in terms of our campaign to build the People's Senate, subject to the International Tribunal, finding that the United States is charged and has been found guilty of genocide against Black, brown, and indigenous people. And one of those charges was the charge of mass incarceration. But I want to move from that to this. And also during that same year, I think it was 2021, a lot of people that this orange-haired dictator decided to grant clemency to were individuals who charged the Congress for a specific reason, right, on his instructions. But let's deal with the issue of them charging on January 6th, charging Congress. We know that if it was black, brown, or indigenous people that did that, there would have been bodies all over Congressional Plaza. Anybody disagree with that? Anybody have any ills or understanding with that? So why not them? Why not these white people, who mostly were, right? Because they're on the same page. They're on the same page. All right, we have to understand that. Right, and what is that page? We know that we have been taught that gaining and winning the right to vote is to empower you and empower your community. Is that correct? Is that what we've been told? Is what we've been indoctrinated to believe? And so what they did on January 6th was an attempt to what? Nullify the black vote. So you nullify the black vote, you're nullifying black power. And if you're nullifying black power, ultimately you're nullifying the existence of black people. Is that correct? Is that a logical conclusion that we can surmise based upon the action of these people? Right? And so we understand that this country is based upon the ideas of genocide. They believe in genocide. The foundation of this country is based upon the genocidal annihilation of the indigenous community, right? And the enslavement of African people. That's the foundation, right? And they built this whole system of structuring based upon that ideal, right? That's the reason why we are confronting this aberrant behavior of white supremacy. Because this is the foundation of this country. When they talk about they want to make America great again, what are they talking about? To re-enslave people, right? Or commit the condition of genocide. That's what they're talking about. And we should be clear in our understanding of what's going on here, right? They already attempt to desensitize us to the condition of genocide of what's going on in Gaza. Right? They silences us on the terms of protesting that genocide. All right? So what you expect is going to happen within the next couple of years when they build these concentration camps on the southern border, right? When they deport all the people that they want to move out of this country, right? What do you think is next? What do you believe is next? The enslavement, the re-enslavement of African people. Know this. This is their goal. This is their objective. And we must be very clear about that, right? And so my argument for us and for us to understand is that we, black people, brown people, indigenous people, we cannot fight back for white supremacy, right? That's white people's fight, right? You got to go to Uncle Bubba, Aunt Jenny, and tell them to put down that Confederate flag, right? You got to tell them that this neo-Nazi, who's now who's now Secretary of Defense of this country, a neo-Nazi. Can you imagine that? A neo-Nazi is the head of the military, the Army, the Marines, the National Guard, the Air Force, the Coast Guard. And, what? A neo-Nazi? What is happening here? Right? And so we have to be very, very, very certain about what your position is in this ongoing battle that we're engaging in, right? Because we, black people, are no longer going to be considered to be inferior, all right? No longer to be feared less than, no longer to be devalued, right? We're going to raise up to begin this struggle that we have to engage in no uncertain terms, right? They have initiated, and we will defend ourselves. Remember the Black Panther Party motto was what? Right? Black Panther Party for what?
Self-defense.
All right, and that's what we're going to do. We are going to build the capacity for which we can defend ourselves from this planned onslaught against black, brown, indigenous people in this country. We have to do this, right? And we're calling on our allies, right, to join in this struggle. Okay? So remember what happened in the Civil War, right? North against South, right? And the issue was what? Black people, what to do about these Africans. So what we have today, the same argument, the same issues that we're confronting then is the same argument, the same issues we're confronting today. Right? Know that. And so for me, it is important for us to understand that what we're trying to achieve here in the spirit of Mandela Coalition and building what we call the People's Senate is alternative systems of governing. That we need to build a national network of progressives across this country and commune with one another in preparation for what is coming. Right? And if you ain't down with that, then you have to pick a side. Because you're going to be for the people or you're against the people. Now, when I make this point, especially when I say the people, because we're not talking about the corporate government that the Supreme Court has determined are in fact people, right? And in the case of Citizens United, the Supreme Court stated that corporations are people. I don't know how to get to that conclusion. But to understand this, that the government that you support is in fact a corporation, right? 28 U.S.C. 3002, 15A states the United States is a federal corporation. So when you pledge allegiance, you pledge allegiance to the corporation. This is the reason why we have 13 billionaires in the White House tonight. 13 billionaires. So we no longer live in a democracy. So we can throw that illusion out, right? We live in a plutocracy. The rich rules. Do you understand that? Okay? 13 billionaires in the White House, the cabinet of this dictator, this wannabe dictator. What does that inform you? Okay, so we no longer live in a democracy. This is a plutocracy. The rich rules. Us, the working class people, poor people, right? The people of color. We have to learn how to build a foundation, a means, a method from which we can survive. They're out to do some dirt, right? Put it blank, right? And we got to be organized and prepare for it. So I just wanted to say that as an opening, right? As Brother Tag says, we are our own liberators. If we don't do it, no one else will. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Much appreciated. Absolutely. So, do you want to take it from there? Yeah. Yeah, we can go into some welcomes.
You have Naomi, Akimba.
So, as was mentioned, this forum today is the first in a series of workshops that we will be holding throughout the semester here at Medgar Evers as part of the Medgar Evers College Coalition. So these are some of our comrades here who are in the process of building this together, and please take it away.
All right, welcome. It's so nice to see a full room. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us. We are the Medgar Evers College Coalition. We started this coalition back in November. Currently, there are 6 member organizations. We will just briefly name them because we're running a little late, but we're all in the room. So please feel free after the event to just come up to us, ask us about our individual organizations and this coalition. The aim is to raise political consciousness. The aim is to provide tools and skills and confidence to become a organized and unified political force towards liberation. We are on a campus, so we are really happy to see students, but this is equally an invitation for all community members to be here and to collectively grow. I'll pass it to my comrades, and thanks again. Oh, and this is the QR code. Please do us a huge favor, sign in. We also have analog sign-in sheets. We would love to stay in touch with you, keep you informed, build with you, grow with you. So please, please, please sign in and do us that favor.
Hi, my name is Khadija. I am with Brooklyn Eviction Defense, and I'm here representing that organization within this coalition.
Also, I forgot to say, I'm part of the All African People's Revolutionary Party, and I'm repping us.
Uhuru, peace, comrades. My name is Jamal. I am a member of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Party for Socialism and Liberation is a Marxist-Leninist national political party where we fight for the rights, the immediate rights of all oppressed working class people within our communities and nationwide. And thank you for coming through.
Peace, peace, everyone. I'm Tag. We're here repping Spirit of Mandela and the People's Senate, and I'm looking down right here and I'm seeing rest in power, Brother Sekou Odinga, who one of our absolute giants out here. And he always would say that, we're standing on the shoulders of giants. And he was instrumental, pivotal, crucial to us launching Spirit of Mandela, to the tribunal itself, and to the People's Senate here in the Northeast and across the People's Senate, across these domestic colonies. So huge shouts forever to Brother Sekou Odinga.
Greetings, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out. My name is Dwayne Neckles, and I am part of the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. And where we believe, appreciate y'all, we believe that self-determination is the, that the self-determination is the highest form of self-democracy, is the highest self-expression of democracy. And beyond that, some of the things that we do is we work in Brownsville, we work in Crown Heights, we have the community control of housing and the community control of police, where we use a lot of different strategies to make change. So we basically are in Brooklyn, so definitely feel free if you're interested, give me a shout. Thank you.
Peace, Jasiri Fahali, organized with HOLLA, how lives link all together. I could share more about who we are with you later. Peace.
In Uhuru, I'm also a member of the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. I'm a professor here at Medgar Evers College. And so I'm also, repping the Department of Social Behavioral Sciences, who's sort of partner with the several organizations that are here represented, carrying on the legacy of Medgar Evers. And it is Medgar Evers Centennial. And I think that we should remember that as we're lifting up Malcolm X, Robert F. Williams, because it's his centennial as well, France Fanon, and Patrice Lumumba. And Patrice Lumumba and Medgar was born on the same day. So that's a special day.
I just wanted to name another organization is Black Men Build. They can't be present today, but just so you heard the name, they're also a revolutionary organization, as all of us are. So yeah, we are the Six. We're happy to see you. And this is a weekly series. So every Saturday now, we have these community organizing workshops. We have an Instagram. We have different channels where you can reach us, where you can find information. So yeah, we look forward to build with you. Thank you.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So, Benunti, I'm about to. Yeah. We could just use that real quick. So we are gonna do libation as always. Libation is an ancient African ritual, and it's very important because they're trying to erase our ancestry. Take us away from our spirit, take us away from ancestors, right? Who we get our traditions from. And that's what I ask you. When we talk about building community-specific approaches, you need to go back to your ancestry. You need to go back to your traditions. That's how you're going to get liberation, right? And we need to stand on those lessons to get liberation. So we pour libation as a way to pay homage, but also ask the ancestors, one, pay homage and give blessings to the divine, to the creatress, creator, Allah, whoever you want to call on to, because we all know that we believe in the divine spirit, right? And so we also pay homage to our ancestors, letting them know that we continue their visions, that we continue their work, right? And so we're going to pour into ourselves because we are our ancestors, right? So it's very important. My comrade Luna is going to support and pour in the libation. And we're going to say a poem. My fault, I left my phone over there. This poem is by Assata Shakur. Free Assata, because she still can't come home. Still can't come home. Free Assata, very important, very important. Ashe. And this poem is called The Tradition. You can look it up, you can find it. Right? This poem is called The Tradition. And when I say carry it on, you say Ashe. You understand? When I say carry it on, you say Ashe. Right? Carry it on now. And you can pour. Yep. Every time we say Ashe, pour. Yep. Carry it on now. Carry it on. Carry it on now. Carry it on. Carry on the tradition. There were Black people since the childhood of time who carried it on. In Ghana and Mali and Timbuktu, we carried it on. Carried on tradition. We hid in the bushes when the slave masters came holding spears. And when the moment was ripe, leaped out and lanced the lifeblood of our masters. We carried it on. On the slave ships, hurling ourselves into oceans, stealing the throats of our captors. We took their whips and their ships. Blood flowed in the Atlantic, and it wasn't just ours. We carried it on. Fed Missy arsenic apple pies, stole the axes from the shed, went and chopped off masters' heads. We ran, we fought, we organized a railroad, an underground. We carried it on. In newspapers, in meetings, in arguments, in street fights, we carried it on. In tales told to children, in chants, in katanas, in poems, in blue songs, in the saxophone screams, we carried it on. In classrooms, in churches, in courtrooms, in prisons, we carried it on. On saxophones and picket lines, welfare lines, unemployment, our lives on the line, we carried it on. In sit-ins, in pray-ins, in march-ins, in die-ins, we carried it on. On cold Missouri midnights, pitting shotguns against lynch mobs on burning Brooklyn streets, pitting rocks against rifles, we carried it on. Against the water hoses and bulldogs, against the nightsticks and bullets, against tanks and tear gas, needles and noses, bombs and birth control, we carried it on. In Selma and San Juan, in Mozambique, Mississippi, in Brazil, and in Boston, we carried it on. Through the lies and the sellouts, the mistakes and the madness, through pain and hunger and frustration, we carried it on. Carry on the tradition. Carry on a strong tradition. Carry the Black tradition. Carry the proud tradition. Carry it on. Pass it down to the children. Pass it down. Carry it on. Carry it on now. Carry it on to freedom. Assata Shakur. That's the libation.
So from here, From here, we are looking to set some context briefly as we go into our group. We have a lot of thoughts that have already been developed on these walls here, so we're going to now start to activate those. We wanted to hear from some of our other comrades who helped to put this forum together. So we introduced the MECC, which is the Medgar Evers College Coalition. In addition to the Medgar Evers College Coalition, we had comrades from D12 who is in the building. Turn that on. Okay, let's see. Work. Okay, yeah. Y'all can hear me? Okay, word. Yeah, no, I at this point. Absolutely. Let's shout and we see hands. Yes, Sister Salam. Can you show us for a second? Welcome, sister. Much appreciated. As well, we also have an autonomous student group, unnamed, but very much felt in their contributions to these efforts. So shouts to y'all. Shouts to our student group, autonomous students in the building. And we also have the CARE Collective, who is based right here in Crown Heights, who also repped and is in the building. So shouts. Much appreciation. We got BLA in the building. I'm not so reckless as to not mention our BLA comrades in the building. Shouts right here. A very strong and stalwart brother who has been holding it down for decades. Continuous. Huge shout. Okay, respect. Yeah. So we will go ahead and start with some brief remarks just to contextualize a little bit further. We're, I'm sure, all clear about what it is that we're up against. Our comrades and elders have laid it out with clarity. So we're just going to sharpen a bit further, starting with our comrade from D12, Ariana, who's going to share some words to further solidify our context here before we go into small groups. So D12 in the building. Ariana, appreciate you.
Peace, how y'all doing? How's everyone doing? I feel there's so many people in here, and I'm glad to see like the turnout, that as organizers, that people who are involved in this work, that are taking a vested interest in paying attention acutely to what's, I'm so sorry, paying attention acutely to what's going on in our community and how the attacks on our community are coming in various forms. So I know specifically the work that I was asked to come here today to talk about was the fair, but that's just the specific thing that I'm going to talk about. Everybody here is doing different work in the different parts of their community to address the sharpest contradictions that they are seeing in their community in terms of the attack on us as oppressed people. And like Sister Betty said earlier, like, we're all here. We all have these different identities. We all have these different things that pull us towards this work. But to understand that we're all here as oppressed people, we're all here as exploited people, no matter what the differences and stuff that we have about what exactly brings us into this work, what grounds us is that we are all facing a form of oppression, different expressions, but the same form of oppression from the same overarching system, the same exploitation from the same overarching system. We were up in Harlem earlier today, and one of the things that we were saying is one Africa, one nation, one fight, one struggle, different expressions of what that looks like when it comes into the particular contact with us. But yeah, just to kind of get into the thing of the fair, first, I asked this at a different town hall that we were at one time, but who took public transportation to get here today? Raise your hand, raise your hand. Who took the subway? Who took the bus? Okay, decent amount of people, right? So 1 in 5 New Yorkers report struggling to pay $2.90 to get on the subway. The average New Yorker, shout out, how much do y'all think the average New Yorker makes a year? Shout it out. 30, someone said 30. Someone said 15. Come on. 20. It's 30,000. The average New Yorker makes $30,000 a year, right? So there's this program that is called the Fair Fares program, right? And it gives you reduced fares in the city. So instead of paying $2.90, you end up paying $1.45, and that's supposed to ease the economic burden, the economic burden that is placed on working class people, who, of all the people that rely on public transportation the most, 58% of those that rely on public transportation the most are the very people that are struggling, the 1 in 5 that are struggling to access it, to get to jobs, to get to job interviews, to go pick up their kids, to go get their medication, to go about their day-to-day lives. And yet we are struggling to access this fundamental resource that is ours, that 71% of our tax dollars accounts for their revenue. We're struggling to access that. Not only are we struggling to access that, our people are getting shot over it. Daryl Mickles got shot because he could not afford the $2.90 fare to get on the train. And not only did he get shot, innocent bystanders got shot. One of them got shot in the head because they opened fire on a crowded platform because they were so concerned about making sure that they collect their $2.90 that they extract as much as they can from us, extract, while giving nothing. And people are getting shot over that. So, excuse me. No, nobody died, but one person got brain damage. I believe like Daryl Mickles has suffered from like physical disability now because of being shot. But all of that to say, right? So look at the fair fares. In order to qualify for fair fares, that program, the city program, you need to be at or below 145% of the federal poverty level. That income for a single person, like I live alone, the single person, I would have to make $22,000 or less to qualify for that. Who can, what threshold does that put it at? What about the people that are making $25,000? The people who are making $23,000? The people who most New Yorkers are making $30,000? 4.6 million New Yorkers are living at or below 200% of the poverty line. But they had to fight to get it expanded from 120% to 145%. Because they want these barriers in place. They want to deny us of what is ours. They want to deny us of access to our community, to moving about our community. They want, it's intentional barriers that they are putting up to ice us out. It is intentional barriers that they are putting up to heighten our chances of interacting with the police, of getting shot by the police, of having our economic situation become worse and worse and worse because we do not have access to the resources and the institutions that control our day-to-day lives from cradle to grave. We don't have access to the employment that we need. We don't have access to the resources like healthcare that we need, education that we need. All of these things, food, transportation, all of these things, these barriers are being put up to ice us out, to kill us, to ethnically cleanse us. And we got to wake up to that. We got to get hip to that. And so the fair ain't fair campaign, right, is what we're calling it. Because it ain't, the fair ain't fair. It ain't fair that the people can't afford the fair. Like, y'all really got to walk around and dig on that. He told me I got 2 minutes, period. I got 2 minutes. Y'all got to really dig on that. The fair ain't fair for 4.6 million New Yorkers at least 4.6 million. But we know that there's more of us. That's just what goes along with their federal poverty line, this metric that they set to determine who's struggling and who's not. But it's bullshit. We don't go by what they tell us about our struggle. We know that we're struggling. We know that the economic conditions that we are suffering under are tightening and tightening and tightening. And we're feeling it. Y'all are feeling it, correct? And if we in this room are feeling it, then we know that our community members, our brothers and sisters, our comrades that aren't in this room are also feeling it. So the struggle is, how do we get them in this room? How do we raise the consciousness enough in our people where our people understand, they feel the pressure, but they need to understand who exactly is in control of these machinations that they flip one lever and it gets tighter. They flip another and it gets tighter. We got to get our people organized to be able to say, this is who I got to step to. City council is who I got to step to. The mayor is who I got to step to. These house Negroes in our community that are selling us out. They're taking these real estate deals. They're taking these contracting deals, all the while selling us out. We not the nonprofits. We got to be pointing our people and saying, that's the person, that institution, this system, this for-profit, capitalistic, parasitic system. That's who we got to be pointing our energy at. But in order to do that, we got to get ourselves organized. Once we get ourselves organized, we're able to get our people organized. But we need to have an organized, united front in order to do that. And one way that we're trying to build that front is through the Fair Ain't Fair campaign. It's through the United Front Against Fascism campaign. So if any of this work is stuff that y'all want to get tapped into, specifically organizations in terms of building the Fair Ain't Fair coalition, the Fair Ain't Fair front, joining in on the United Front Against Fascism, y'all gotta speak up, and we gotta tap in, and we gotta bring our people with us. If we're ready for that work, then let's get to work. No, straight ahead. All right, y'all. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, comrade. And we have a very brief announcement from another comrade we got Brother Omawale Clay with a quick announcement about Robert Brooks and, you know, the genocides that's going on out here in the jails, in the prisons.
Yes. There was a rally today around Robert Brooks. We let them get away with Jordan Neely. We own that because we didn't do enough. Say that again. And the guy walked away. 18 people were involved in that. None of them have been arrested. None of them have been indicted. None of them have been indicted. I know my brother Tariq was a political prisoner. We're talking about a whole part of our community that are trying to mobilize and organize around it and need the assistance of those who are even more conscious. So whatever you do, keep in your mind, they murdered the brother again on television. And what are we going to do about it? So whatever program you're talking about, free to fair, the fair hair, all of that shit. The bottom line is they murdered this brother like an animal, and you all saw it. And the question is, better think about what we're going to do about it. And every aspect of what we're doing. What part of it is going to be the 18 folks that are walking around, ain't shit happened to them. None of them. And ain't nobody said shit about it. Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Shouts to that. We have finally some words about the lynching of Jordan Neely from one of our great poets, the poet in residence of Black Agenda Report, Raymond Nat Turner. He has produced for us an outstanding poem about these circumstances, which he actually updated for our purposes here specifically. So he's not here in the building to recite his words for us. Our comrade Brittany is going to do those honors for us. So let's hear it for Brittany as well as Raymond Nat Turner. Of course.
Blessed with beautiful voice and chops for moonwalking moving trains. Trains and train stations, his stages, his concert halls. Smiles, cheers, applause, crowds feel him. He was 14 when death stole the show. Danced down his youth, his joy. He was 14 when his mother, the one he loved most, was murdered. Plasticity of an unmolded mind, PTSD, became his dance partner after testifying at his mother's murderer's trial. He lived with aunts between peaks and valleys, between dances. Broadway Lafayette Station, yellow taped F train, car and platform, organized crime scene of cruel capitalism. Its rotten ass revealed again International Workers' Day and Black Lives Matter again. Like cigarette butts on Minnesota streets, Staten Island sidewalks, back roads of Georgia. First day of Mental Health Month. Young, gifted Black man's mental health treated on train floor. And Papa Cop's plan calls for criminalizing poverty. 1,000 vitamin S fueled badges. Purging, rolling refuge of the unhoused. Sweeping flesh and blood, trash from trains. Papa Cop's plan calls for never scenting unseeded Lenape land with sawdust, never acting Amish, raising roofs, never assenting city noise with go-go hammers, screaming saws, rebar bending, concrete pouring for the poor. Pentagon groomed, self-deputized, Second Amendment-minded man, blue gravitational pull toward policing, Black bodies killed in Kabul, Baghdad, Tripoli with impunity, boarded aircraft before farm workers, teachers, nurses, nannies, cooks, chokehold concert, long white arm of a vigilante, 30 to 45 seconds, stopping blood flow to brain, unconscious. Bravo. 6 to 15 minutes. Dancers' lean legs flailed. Life's last sparks wrung from his hungry, thirsty, limp Black body. Now's the time. Flip the script. Dish the dirt. Unearth, arrest, let character, assassination games begin. Paper of record fox box foot. Soldier scribblers. Weaponize pop-up cops' words. He got what he was coming to him. Presto. Parasitic, avaricious, ethnic cleansing rentier class views lynching fondly. F-train executioner, not charged, as denizens of darker hue. Viral video? Don't trust your lying eyes. There are many, many things we don't know, says Papa Cop. Allow the investigation to run its course. And peoples of all seasons, Arab spring, George Floyd summer, Strike-tober, Occupy respond, passing the shoe leather, legislation on tracks, shutting down, business as usual, warming our planet with street heat.
All right. No, thank you for that, Britt. So now, it's just in announcements. No worries. So now we are, and I'm sorry about the time, as y'all know, we supposed to then get into this section, but we're now going to go into the political education of the day, right? Which is comrade team, because I just need to make sure my team.
About these things. Robert Brooks was murdered in December, and it's been quite a few days, and no one has been arrested. Something has to happen. With Jordan Neely, I didn't know Jordan Neely. I never rode the F train. But when I heard this woman on Fox News, the cable channel, talking about Daniel Penny, the man that murdered him, the military guy that murdered him, that propels me to go to history.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, gosh, this is a man. And she called Daniel Penny a hero. She called him a good Samaritan, a martyr. I was disgusted. So much so, I took my daughter to school and went to this young man's funeral to pay homage. And this is when I learned what happened to him at the age of 14. The amount of trauma he suffered. And then to suffer more trauma on the train. And as a people, we have got to learn to stand up when we see stuff like this with George Floyd. There's no reason George Floyd should be dead. There was too many people around. Because Malcolm X said there has never been a bloodless revolution. We can't be so afraid to die that we won't live. When you see your brother being choked like that, stand up. There's a new group out, and they make the mistake of going on MSNBC because they're going to be infiltrated. But it's a black militia group. And they're ready to defend us, the black community, by any means necessary. Because I tell you one thing, I'm tired of saying names. George Floyd, Patrick Dorisman, Amadou Diallo. Amadou Diallo got 41 bullets. If we'd have stood up for him, Sean Bell would not have caught 50. We have to stop playing victim. We are no longer scared slaves. Stop acting like it. Stand up. Not only was Daniel Penny acquitted, he was invited by the White House to a football game, NFL football game, VIP suite. More embarrassing to us, disrespectful, because Clinton was human. He was human. How dare you? And we have got to stop being passive and sitting here. And I'm not saying, don't please get me right, hear me. Not reading poems, not that. No. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
I feel you, sister. I appreciate it. We need to get organized and make sure that bloodshed is organized. Right? We need to make sure that bloodshed is organized. You feel me? So exactly. And this is why we got, we're gonna have deep conversations. So please, sister, I hope you could stay longer. I hope you're joining join the People Senate D12, you understand? Because we need people in here to move the thing along. So I appreciate you.
Sign up sheets right up here.
Exactly.
That weren't able to or just came in. All of these sign up sheets, all of these are organizations and initiatives that are active, and we're precisely doing that work. We are actively working on precisely what you just laid out. Appreciate it.
No, exactly.
And not on TV.
Not on TV.
If you want to join medical apartheid, I'm over here.
Facilitators, here's the paper for y'all notes. Here y'all notes.
Facilitators, we've got paper for you up front. Peace. That's good. Good to see you. You know what? It's probably
Also, let folks know this is okay.
I'm wondering if you can maybe just write it down.
Do not take the book home. Do not take anything home.
I did have it. You got a Sharpie if nothing else.
Hey. I don't know which one to join.
Well, I mean, is it because too many of them are connected?
They're all awesome. I don't know. They're all
Thank
great.
you.
Hi, baby.
No question. Thank you for contributing. Let's stay in touch. I'll add you on as soon as I'm able. And what's your name? Min. Okay. Yep. Two. What title?
Someone who's going to do minutes? Somebody read question 3. I can't see it.
Oh, police terrorist. Yes. Yep.
What's
Great to see you.
resources can you give to this movement?
Are we able to let us know any groups that you would like to join?
I know.
Good job.
No, I'm not. My job is trying to make this damn thing work.
We have political imprisonment, prison support, hyper incarceration, and we have police terrorists. Slash prison slavery.
Yeah, the big. Are you?
Once upon a time, there was a very serious situation brewing. There was a farmer and a farmyard filled with animals, and this is the story of their times.
Old man Sammy had a farm, walked the land with the rifle. Most of the time shit was calm. His whole life was maintained off the everyday labor, from the mules in the field to the cattle in the stable. This is how he kept food on his table. You would have thought he was disabled from the way he be relaxing, acting like Mr. Magnificent. But the animals was thinking something different. The sentiment was tension in the barnyard. Throughout the years, they had them been through mad drama with the farmer, word is barn guard. And they all came to one conclusion. They argued there was no way that they'd ever be free. If if it was up to humans. Therefore, the only course left was revolution, which was understandable. And since the pigs promised to lead it in the interest of all the animals, they planned a full attack under the leadership of Hannibal, the fattest pig in the pack. The next morning on the farm, everything was calm, just before dawn. But before long, the sun got so hot it made the farm seem electric. Now check it, this is when that shit got hectic. Directed by Hannibal, the animals attacked. Old Sam was in a state of shock. He fell up on his back and dropped his rifle, reaching in vain. Each and every creature from the field at his throat, screaming kill, feel the pain. This is the animal and man. This is the animal and you. This is the animal and man. Coming true. This is the animal and man. This is the animal and you. This is the animal and man. Coming true, true, true. After they ran the farmer off the farm, the pigs went round and called a meeting in the barn. Hannibal spoke for several hours, but when he talked about his plans for power, that's when the conversation turned sour. He issued an official ordinance that said, if you're not a pig from this day forth, then you supporting it. That's when the horses went buck wild. One of them shouted out, you fraudulent pigs, we know your fucking style. Hannibal's face was flushed and pale, all the animals' eyes full of disgust and betrayal. He fell the same way Sam fell. They took his tongue out his mouth and cut his body up for sale, for real. You better listen while you can. It's a very thin line between animal and man. When Hannibal crossed the line, they all took a stand. What would you have done? Shook his hand? This is the animal and man. This is the animal and man. This is the animal and you. This is the animal and man. Coming true. This is the animal and man. This is the animal and you. This is the animal and man. Coming true.
Yeah, it might. But I think that that's what I changed. Well, I
It's still bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip. It's bigger than hip hop.
But maybe Tag has another perspective. To be honest, I'm just a button pusher.
You're never just a button.
I'm barely that, as it turns out. But I think maybe there's a follow up.
Okay. Yeah. Let me ask.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. One thing about music, when it's real, they get scared. Gotta slave it for the welfare. Ain't no food, clothes, or healthcare. I'm down for guerrilla warfare. All my niggas put your guns in the air. If you really don't care, skunk in the air. Make a nigga wanna buck in the air from a bunk locked up in the jump in the air. Shit is real out here. Don't believe these videos. This fake ass in the street. Gotta pay to get a song on the radio. Really though, DPs gon' let you know. It's just a game of pimps and hoes. And it's all about who you know. Not who we are or how we grow. I rap about what I know, what I go through, what I've been through. Not just for no dope. Even though the rent due, what I'm into ain't for no dope. Or just for fame. Everything must change. Nothing remains the same. Sick of the same old thing is bigger than blame.
If I feel it, I feel it. If I don't, I don't. If it ain't really real, then I probably won't. Rolling with my soldiers, live soldiers, ready to ride. For this real hip hop, y'all, I'm ready to die. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. My soldiers, live soldiers, ready to ride. For this real hip hop, y'all, I'm ready to die. Hip hop means saying what I want, never bite my tongue. Hip hop means teaching the young. If you're feeling what I'm feeling in your head, when I'm saying, cause fake records, keep on playing. We're staying DP, bringing the funk. Let the baseline ride your trunk. Front big with a badge, with a handcuff me, cause my pants just tend to sag. Hip hop means throw up your rag, sold your flag. If you ride on the bus, so you stole the jag. And one mean freedom, burn the cash. Revolutionary love, this day we pass. So they play it on the radio, maybe not, maybe so. We gon' keep it bumping though. Everybody know we headed for the woe, for sure.
Hey dog, that label is that slave ship. Owners got them whips and rappers are slaves. If you really wanna eat, you got the hit. Same thing with the football, b-ball. Or if you slanging that dope. Ain't never seen no whole brainwash video show. Be fooling my folk. What the hell a brother gonna do though? When the rent due, when the lights and the gas, when the get cut off. Drop them raps or cock them gas. Ain't never had shit ever since we came to this bitch. Why I gotta feel pain to get rich? Gotta stack them chips and pack them clips.
If I feel it, I feel it. If I don't, I don't. If it ain't really real, then I probably won't. Rolling with my soldiers, live soldiers, ready to ride. For this real hip hop, y'all, I'm ready to die. Ride to this if you miss Tupac. Bounce to this if you love Big Papa. My soldiers, live soldiers, ready to ride. For this real hip hop, y'all, I'm ready to die. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip. It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip. It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. I feel it, if I don't, I don't. If it ain't really real, then I probably won't. Rolling with my soldiers, live soldiers, ready to ride. For this real hip hop, y'all, I'm ready to die. Ride to this if you miss Tupac. Bounce to this if you love Big Papa. My soldiers, live soldiers, ready to ride. For this real hip hop, y'all, I'm ready to die.
We keep it crunk up.
Let me now turn to our program for the future.
Economy right now, it's extremely supporting of the president and his policy.
FBI scientists have found chemical traces consistent with a bomb or a missile on a piece of wreckage. Police using clubs and tear gas against demonstrator.
So-and-so and a white fascist. Like they said, you're getting some of your own medicine.
Telling lies, to our baby.
You can't fool all the people all of the time, but if you fool the right ones, then the rest will fall behind. Tell me who's got control of your mind, your worldview. Is it the news or the movie you taking your girl to? Know what I'm saying? Cause Uncle Sam got a plan. If you examine what they telling us, then you will understand what they planting in the seeds of the next generation. Feeding our children miseducation. No one knows if there's UFOs or any life on Mars, or what they doing when they up stars, because I don't believe a word of what the president said. He filling our head with lies, got us hypnotized when he be speaking in cold words about crime and poverty, drugs, welfare, prisons, guns, and robbery. It really didn't touch. There's no excuse for the slander. What was good for the goose is still good for the gander. See,
I don't believe Bob Marley got cancer. 31 years ago, I would have been a panther. They killed Huey because they knew he had the answer. The views that you see in the news is propaganda.
Telling lies to our kids, telling lies to our children, telling lies to our babies. Only truth can take us away.
I don't want no computer chip in my arm. I don't want to die by a nuclear bomb. I say we all rush the Pentagon, pull out guns and grab the intercom. My first words will be, I believe man made God out of ignorance and fear. If God made man, then why the hell would he put us here? I thought he's supposed to be the all-loving, the same God who let Hitler put the Jews in the ovens. We don't fall for the regular shit. They try to feed us all this half-ass leadership, flipping position. They turn politician and shut the hell up and follow tradition. Boy, your TV screen is telling lies to your vision. Every channel got some brainwashed cop shit to watch. Running up in niggas' cribs claiming that they heard shots. It's a plot. But what's it? Can you tell me who's greedier? Big corporations, the pigs or the media. Sign of the times. Terrorism on the rise. Commercial airplanes falling out the skies like flies. Make me wonder what secrets went down with Ron Brown, who burned the churches to the ground with no evidence found. It's not coincidence. It's been too many steady incidents. It could have been the Klan who put that bomb at the Olympics, but it probably was the FBI. Deep at the core, cause if they make us all panic, they can start martial law. I don't believe Bob Marley died from cancer. 31 years ago, I would have been a panther. They killed Huey because they knew he had the answer. The views that you see in the news is propaganda. I don't believe Bob Marley died from cancer. 31 years ago, I would have been a panther. You killed Huey because you knew he had the answer. The views that you see in the news is motherfucking propaganda.
Telling lies, fooling millions. What are they teaching our kids in these school buildings? Televised enterprise, making a killing, controlling our lives. This ain't living. No, this ain't living.
FBI, CIA, ATF, KKK, IRS, TNT, CBS, NBC, FBI, CIA, ATF, KKK, IRS, TNT, CBS, NBC.
Telling lies to our religion, telling lies to our children, telling lies to our babies. Only truth can take us away. Go ahead.
We view each other with a great love and a great understanding, and that we try to extend this to the general black population and also people, oppressed people all over the world. And I think that we differ from some other groups simply because we understand the system better than most groups understand the system. And with this realization, we attempted to form a strong political base based in the community with the only strength that we have, and that's the strength of a potentially destructive force if we don't get freedom.
Yeah, for real. Long time poor people are suffer. Them check this, long time we fighting. Even pull out the gun for the food, see?
We ain't trying to hear shit for what? Cash money. The whole world operating off of cash money. To all my niggas with a whole lot of cash money. Watch your back, money. You couldn't never understand how my mind tick. I'm on some old school crime shit. When niggas hold tools and keep the dimes lit. Ain't no rules when these iron shots is stone done. This heat burn through your flesh, straight to the bones. I reach for the Buddha sets and zone. I probably have a future step, stay depressed and be alone. But as far as the present time is on, I represent mine till I return to the essence that I'm dead and gone. Nobody wanna be broke, and you neither. Put me on the corner, watch me catch a quick case of cream fever. If you be popping shit, my niggas won't believe you. Probably punch you in your face and take your wallet when we see ya. But son, it get deeper. I'm running with a clique that's being hunted by the Grim Reaper. To all my peoples in the man keeper, let your situation be a teacher. Ain't nothing like an education. When I was locked down, I learned about patience and dedication. And not to say shit unless you need a motherfucking facelift. And as a youth, I was an outcast, running around with pellet guns, playing war, but now it's all about cash. I'm caught up in the midst of shit. And I ain't trying to hear shit, y'all. My crew got cash to get. Blast you with the pistol. If I have to in my mind, it's all about cash and the fiscal. I'm caught up in the midst of shit. And I ain't trying to hear shit, y'all. My crew got cash to get. Splash you with the pistol. If I have to in my mind, it's all about cash and
Late
the
night
fiscal.
and upset, I'm fed up. Niggas is coming up wet, I'm dead up. Fuck trying to keep your head up. And when it go down, word bomb, we gotta jet up. Too many lockdown upstate, son, it's a setup. My life is sped up, many years, I'm straight up. Plenty beers for who ain't here, and those who wait up. Testing the sprayed up in the club, we couldn't run it, so we take the blade up in the boot. Since we couldn't shoot, we heated up, losing the shirt, showing the bare chest, I'm blessed. Puffin' the skunk make me care less. The best that you can do is duck my fucking crew. If the slugs don't get ya, Lord J a jig ya. Acting artificial, get you burnt by the pistol. Before it's done, even my guns are turned to missiles. Don't have to blow the whistle on you, cause everybody knows you gotta watch yourself around. Borderline psychos who know my people gotta hold a mint or they ain't worth a cent. How can you represent if you can't pay the rent and leave a dent in my lifetime? I'm caught up in tripe crime and fights, you never know what you might find. We stand firm meanwhile, cause niggas that seem wild be fucking blanks. If they was men, they wouldn't fuck with pranks. I leave them niggas alone and stay home until it cool down, and they remember how my tools sound.
Caught up in the midst of shit, and I ain't trying to hear shit, so my crew got cash to get. Blast you with the pistol. If I have to in my mind, it's all about cash in the fistful. Caught up in the midst of shit, and I ain't trying to hear shit, so my crew got cash to get. Splash you with the pistol. If I have to in my mind, it's all about cash in the fistful. We ain't trying to hear shit but what? Cash money. The whole world operating off of cash money. To all my niggas with a whole lot of cash money. Watch your back, money. Yeah. We up on what we dealing with. We ain't no criminals. We got the right to have gas. Long as the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine got gas, we gon' hold heat. Know what I'm saying? Cause our Army got to represent for us. Word up. Hey, yo, maintain.
Yeah.
Set that shit, son.
Forever keeping my shit cocked for drama. Stainless steel, shit is for real. The way these rappers known as squeal, making sour deals. Thugs up in the mix of these drugs. Caught up in the humble. Bricks and paper by the bundle, how the Bronx rumble. Flex spread it, devils get deaded. Never regret it, only known to set it. Still in existence, obviously you jetted. Speak the desert, I see the pyramid and eagle. Back of the dollar bill. Ill deceitful, we consider lethal. God for the niggas be pouring. Guzzling alcoholics, 2 drinks. Too many's like mighty infiltrating your fortress. Shit is on, we bout to form. Best prepared for the storm. Y'all funny niggas quick to ring the alarm. Bomb fell, now a nation is jail. We had to dwell for 400 or more. The Lord had the righteous living poor. Resurrecting the true and living back to power. Devils getting devoured, niggas heard the God holler.
Things that I have a schedule every day. We do the political part also. Everybody's not down. That's one way to really hurt their feelings. See what goes down. But let's face it, that's a part of the system, and either we have tried to just all parties
Within 5 minutes.
Some other time, that's great. We all got to show up. And I expect, I don't want to run that. That's another. Go ahead.
You give everything you can. It may not be 100 each time, but it's everybody. So it's not now you work with people where they're at, that's obvious, but what we really need to pick up is building step up to where we all need to be. So they need to do it on this. And the brother, what I was gonna answer, but not in the conceptual framework he had it, but after hearing him, I do agree in that section. I was gonna say, you provide a skill to have that simple, but learn this skill. So I'm gonna give a direct example. I'm working on getting my money. That helps so much, and that may not be a
hunter, but I'm told that in places like in the Arctic, where indigenous people sometimes might hunt a wolf, they'll take a double-edged blade and they'll put blood on the blade and they'll melt the ice and stick the handle in the ice so that only the blade is protruding, and that a wolf will smell the blood and wants to eat, and it'll come and lick the blade trying to eat. And what happens is when the wolf licks the blade, of course, he cuts his tongue and he bleeds, and he thinks he's really having a good day, and he drinks and he licks, and of course he's drinking his own blood and he kills himself. That's what the imperialists did to us with crack cocaine. You got these young brothers out there thinking that they're getting something that they're gonna make a living with. They're getting something they can buy a car like the white people have cars. Why can't I have a car? They're getting something so they can get a piece of gold. The white people have gold. Why can't I have gold? They're getting something to get a house. The white people have a house. Why can't I have a house? And they actually think that it's something that's bringing resources to them, but they're killing themselves just like the wolf who's licking the blade, and they're slowly dying without knowing. That's what's happening to the community. You with me on that? That's exactly and precisely what happens to the community. And instead of blaming the hunter who put the damn handle and the blade in the ice for the wolf, that what happens is the wolf gets blamed for trying to live. That's what happens in our community. You don't blame the person, the victim, you blame the oppressor. Imperialism, white power is the enemy. Was the enemy when it first came to Africa, snatched up the first African, brought us here against our will, is the enemy today. That's the thing that we have to understand.
Yo, turn this motherfucking shit up. Wow. Rwanda, Nigeria. My nigga D-Don. Nigga, the red is for the blood in my arm. The black is for the gun in my palm. And the green is for the charm that grows natural. Like locks on Africans. Holding the smoke from the herb in my abdomen. Camouflage fatigues and dashiki. Somewhere in between in WA and PE. I'm black like Steve Biko. Raised in the ghetto by the people. Fuck the police, you know how we do.
Hey, yo, my life is like Roots, it's a true story. It's too gory for them televised fables on cable. I'm a runaway slave watching the North Star. Shackles on my forearm, running with a gun in my palm. I'm an African, never was an African American. Blacker than black, I take it back to my origin.
Okay, comrades, if we can close out, just 60 seconds, if we can close out, finalize, and jot down any last thoughts. 60 seconds, please. Bless. Much appreciated. All right, about 60 more seconds, please.
We might be able to go a little past 6, but definitely by 6:15.
Yes. So we're closing out.
I want to make at least 3 minutes for Bro Joshua to, express about his work, since it helps with the conversation and wanting him to come.
Okay.
Maybe like 2 minutes toward the end.
That's peace. So as an announcement.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So,
Bro Chef too.
okay. Yes. No. That's right. But what we need most right now is a space to synthesize. Yes. Yep. We're coming back. Okay. All right. If we can make sure that we have at least one representative from each group that can share out your findings. Yeah. You know what? I'm just saying, I don't know if we need this to be able to see that. So maybe we could just put this up. Let's see if we can do
that. Someone said y'all call me.
Yeah, we just need to put the findings up. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, maybe it's just remote. You got
Peace.
Just up like this, maybe.
All right, peace. We coming back. I know we all, great conversations and a lot of dope, good energy and spirit. So if folks could find their seats, please. Also, what we're planning is that we're gonna have a debrief. So we would like, for your group to know the 1 or 2 people that's sharing back, what your group discussed. Yes. I go. Ashe. Thank you. And so we are going to have our debrief process now. So for those who are representing their groups, as those who's going to be sharing back what your groups went over, please come up to come up here. And we're going to have each group, share back, some of the summary of what y'all went through. Here's not good. What presentation? Yes, please bring the notes, whatever's best that helps you express, what y'all went through, and possibly y'all want somebody to hold them up. That's good. And we would like it to go in order. So from what we had, there's not an order. Just letting y'all know, there's not really an order, but whatever group could go first, that's fine. Appreciate you.
Wait, hold on.
Want to go first? Anybody feeling froggy?
Who wants to start us off?
I'll start. Oh, okay. No, you said it.
Hello?
Okay. All right. So a medical apartheid is gonna go first, and we're gonna have our two presenters.
So the first question,
Yeah. Our first question was, what tactics will enable reparations in terms of medical apartheid? And our group started with addressing the Black women's maternal mortality rate. So we started by answering like, how would we do this? And a lot of us talked about decolonizing the medical field through education. Do you want to?
yeah. So I guess when we're talking about the colonization, we're talking about rooting out white supremacists in medicines. Like nobody should be able to be give care to any demographic of people if they think that they are racially superior than those people, and also those people do not deserve to live. And we also said that something that we could do as individuals would be mass organization, and we're calling back on the Black Panthers for this, because the Black Panthers were able to organize doctors within the community and people receive free health care.
Next, we also talked about the importance of organizing self-defense. So for us to be able to organize and continue our work, we have to also be able to defend ourselves. Our main, one of the biggest things we talked about was organizing ourselves by skill level. So our skills are used to uphold the capitalistic system. We can use them to redirect and benefit the movement. So by that, we mentioned our skills as individuals, like even if you're an artist, a teacher, a caregiver, a doctor, like we can organize ourselves in factions in that way if you're not comfortable being part of the front lines. And then the people that are comfortable being in the front lines, even though we are all in the front lines in our own way, but the people that are comfortable with like maybe more like revolutionary measures, like we can step forward. Does that make sense? Yeah. And ultimately, we decided that justice, even though it can't fully be justice, it can look like liberation to move forward. Yeah.
Alrighty. Hello, can you hear me? All right. We are the environmental racism group, and we're going to just go through some of the questions because that's what we did in the group. We went through some of the questions as it relates to environmental racism. So the first one was, what does domestic warfare look like? And we were talking about the chemicalization of water as well as food within our communities, as well as Robert Moses and architecture preventing Black and brown people, Black people from going into places that we could not access, such as like pool spaces and downtown into other public areas. We also talked about what community autonomy looked like. And we were basically saying taking back the means of productions, as well as just being able to control our water supply and being able to control our own community. Like we mentioned community boards and things like that, but then we went back to actually having our own political power and controlling us from within.
Okay, hi. So our third question was, what would it take to organize a general strike? And so the first thing that like I kind of really brought up was like we need to, if we are going into communities and we have like this high energy, we need to like approach them in an honest, like a realistic, honest manner, because they're like, we live in a system that like squashes and represses and like dismantles any form of like what's the word? Power. Yeah, like power. Yeah, resistance, dissent, all of it. And so if we are going in with high energy, we need to be like, there's a lot of fear, and that fear is valid, and that fear is like a daily reality. Like it's not something that is like, oh, we're going to ignore it or look past it, and we're not going to have like, we're going to forget this and kind of just try to go up here. Like we have to lead people from like, and meet them where they're at and be like, this is where we're going. So we need we need to go there, but we can't do that if we come in with like, if we go in not understanding our community and not like being there for them. I put my phone away. So the other thing was like, a few people brought up would be like providing services, like daycare and I think like extra food and additional resources for like bills and things like that for like the kind of reaction that a general strike would have, and building like support networks and like consolidating as a community. Yes. And then, sorry, the last question was, what does justice and reparations look like? We talked about land back, like for environmental justice, where like people could actually be stewards of their land and like they wouldn't be exploited, the people or the resources. And like also that the resources, like there'd be some kind of like moral ethic, like guardrail of like, we're not going to like harvest this all from like the social good and then have it impact everybody else who lives on this planet. And then another thing we got into was like scientific socialization, socialism, which some people disagreed with and some agreed with. But that was it for our group. Yeah, so I didn't know either. There's a gentleman. Yeah, who was he? He had a beanie on, an orange beanie. I'm calling him out. Oh yes, sorry, we forgot about that question.
Do you mean the autonomy question? Yeah, like the land. You want to come up here? Okay. I'm not.
Yeah, come. Sorry, everybody.
We talked a lot about how autonomy could look like, nationalizing the water, nationalizing the land, making sure we have control when it comes to safety, when it comes to housing. Sorry, I ate a lot of nuts up there. And how it relates to environmental racism. One of the main things was also understanding that we live in the belly of the beast, and a lot of the consequences felt are in the global south and not here. So being autonomous also means thinking of our siblings who are not here, and thinking of our siblings who are like literally the first people who are affected. Yeah, but I think you did great. We talked, basically we got cut short in that aspect, but we talked about steps, and we were saying that because so many organizers, different organizers were in our group, that the one thing we cannot do is that everyone is doing their own thing. We have to unite. We have to be in communication. We have to prepare steps for something like a general strike, where we assign the different tasks within our organizations, outside of our organization. It doesn't matter. We are one united people, and we have to organize one united strike, one united action to dismantle the system, capitalism and imperialism. In short.
Yeah, that's it.
Against the real estate interests that are trying to build these 20-story buildings and shutting out the sun. It's a real environmental issue. So I hope that group will take it on.
No question. And yeah, well, so on that, thank you very much, Sister Betty, for that clarity. On that, just so that we're all clear and on the same page, we've been discussing, we're building, we're looking for actions for moving forward. And we have some initiatives that people already are proposing. And so after we share what happened in these smaller groups, we will name some of those initiatives. And if there are other proposals that came out of the smaller groups, we will name those as well. And we'll put them up on the board. We have another sheet of paper right there so that everyone can sign up and be involved with these initiatives moving forward. Word.
Thank you, Sister Betty. And to the real estate issue she just mentioned, we do have some comrades trying to talk to some city councils that are pro real development and we're trying to approach them at the Brooklyn Museum next Saturday. So yeah, that's just a heads up on that. Yeah. Let's talk after. Let's talk afterwards, because that's actually what I do as part of Impedum, D theft and those other real estate issues. So let's talk about it after. But just so we can move along, our thing was police violence. And the question was, police terror. And the question one was, oh yeah, I appreciate that, because it was just me. Yeah. What does justice and reparation look like for police violence? And off the bat, I think our group spoke about abolition. And also not just that, but like systems of care. There was a short-term strategy and a long-term strategy. The short-term strategy was obviously getting the cop fired, and then paying the family back because the person can't make money for that family. Yeah, go for it.
So the way our kind of discussion was a bit structured was it did start off more with some points of things that we can do in our personal lives and some actions that we have seen. So one of the important things was, of course, highlighting that is holding people accountable within your community. A lot of our discussion was about what can we start to do, like providing our time, our energy, and how we can call out people. And I'm gonna look back at the question.
Well, no, I think we can finish this real quick.
Okay.
That's funny, because I know the last person was kind of quick as well. So I just want to go. Sorry, we do that. So yeah. So the question was, what does justice and reparation looks like? And then the second question was, what tactics, what strategies can we do? Some of the strategies that the people mentioned off the bat, something that resonated with me was footwork, was going into the communities, knocking on doors, quote unquote, no television, no like social media, things like that. So another thing, another strategy that was mentioned as well was interviewing the NYPD. And this is the person that said it. I'm gonna let him go for it.
Okay, just to clarify, it wasn't about interviewing the NYPD. Yeah. So yeah.
What question are we on?
We're on the second part of the question. So my antidote was specifically about a friend. Like, I opened up the question with asking, like, what ways do we see? Because we're coming into clashes more on the foot and on the ground with institution and everything. So my point was, my friend who has a sociology degree, recently got out of college and everything, got a job in a position, the only organization that was allowed to like review police cases outside of the NYPD, something that only occurred recently as 3 years ago. So pretty much before then, every single time the police committed brutality, and the only people who were allowed to investigate it was the NYPD. So my question was more directed as, what do we see as people, like, aside from working within the system, what did we see as other actions that we can take? And obviously there was dismantling. The biggest point for us was abolition, but also information and everything, the dissemination of that. Oh yeah, another important part was abolishing the cop in your mind.
Let me just jump on that too real quick. Let me just jump on that too. Sorry. No, this was actually really important to me, because yeah, we could talk about like the cops, and the cops are the enemies, but like talking about abolishing the cop in the mind is like we might do harm to each other. You know what I mean? And we need to not do harm to each other. And what we need to do is we need to be accountable to each other. So it's not just about pointing it. And this was the person coming down who's going to talk about it, but it's just not about pointing out the enemy, but it's also looking within ourselves at the cop in our minds. So I just thought that was pretty poignant.
All right. Excuse us, please. So I'm gonna be real quick. So the cop in the mind is not just the cop in the mind. We're on question 2 still, right?
30 seconds.
Okay.
30 seconds.
All right. The cop in the mind was also in relation to us thinking in a conceptual aspect of copping, of policing, of institutionalizing, of systematizing. So in that aspect, it's about actually implementing the utopia, which isn't a far-fetched type of thinking, but actually instituting that community environment we want to live in. So for the sake of time, I'll give a quick example.
Y'all
not even doing it.
This is why we're making sure we have everybody's contact information so that we can continue to build. And so we'll go to our next group. Okay.
They want to hear.
We want to hear.
They want to hear.
No way, next time you're not going up. Let the next group go. Let the next group go.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
We'll go to our next group. We need to stay in touch with
I'll take it.
so that we can continue to build. We have but so many minutes in the space, but make sure that we have your information so that the various initiatives that we are putting together, we can all continue to build after today.
All right.
No, I have to start.
Want to start?
You have to.
Sorry, she didn't want to go on with the statement. But as an example of police brutality, I was shocked, just for information. I was shocked that, you know, who have heard of CORE?
Core, like COR, like back in the 60s?
CORE. Yes. Well, this CORE is not from the 60s, but the City Office of Racial Equality. They recently put out, we want to hear from the community. We want to hear from everyone.
It's terrible. I mean, I don't know.
As if they didn't shoot
Okay,
us,
let me
we
just
would
finish.
No, go ahead.
Okay, but when they had the online thing, and when I checked around, nobody really heard of this thing. They were supposed to be, what are we going to do about reparations? That was another part of it. And the reason I was shocked was because I know there's a lot of few groups are covering reparation and more and what the cops are doing. And for some reason, somebody didn't get the memo.
They work for Adam. They work for Adam. You know I know because I'm on those emails and I refuse. They work for Adams. They work for Adams. They work for Adams.
Who was just exonerated of all charges.
So now mass incarceration.
I'm so sorry this fell and I'm trying to pick it up.
So now let's just continue with the group report backs. We only have a few more minutes left, and we want to make sure to get all of these down and then have announcements and then break out.
Real quick, mass incarceration, people go to jail, people come home. Thank you. I'm joking. I'm fucking with y'all. I'm joking. But we did have mass incarceration, and my fault. So like we was really trying to just come up with strategies on like how can we help the brothers and sisters that's on the inside, and what could we do? Like write letters, send packages, and I'm gonna let my little sister go. She's 17. She need practice.
So when we talked about mass incarceration, we talked about being able to speak to the people that are inside and not just. So say if I'm a parent and I have a child that's outside, letting them connect with that individual just so they could be a role model to that child so that they don't do exactly what they're doing. And also we talked about gangs. When we talk about gangs, people say like, oh, the gang doesn't choose you, but the gang does choose you. When you are in your communities, on the streets, you either have to choose a side or the side is given to you. So when you go into jails, you have to choose a side again. When you come in, they're like, who you roll with, what you roll with, what you on. So now you have to choose a side again. So being able to have that resource inside of the jail and outside of the jail, making sure that these people are not going to repeat the same thing when they come out. Who is saying that they're going to have housing when they come out? Who is saying that they're going to have a family when they come out? Who says that they're going to have the food that they need, the ID that they need? So stuff like that.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mubarak. To piggyback off what my sister said, is helping the community, helping the people who are incarcerated reach into communities, right? Because a lot of people who've been incarcerated for years, when they come out, they may not know how to use a cell phone, how to use the internet, or even how to just do the simple things that we may take advantage of or take for granted. Yeah. So another thing that we said was poverty also breeds violence, right? So that's one way that people are, being targeted, right? So one way that we can address these things is addressing the violence in our community, addressing how, not saying that violence is always a bad thing. My sister, she gonna touch on that in the middle of a minute, but not violence being a bad thing, but also understanding where we need to direct that violence, right? To these systems that is oppressing our people, right? To these organizations that are put in our community to say they help us, but are also just being that gate for just enough help, but not enough help for us to actually make that change for ourselves.
Thank you. And then last thing, in terms of talking about, so like comrades over here talked about when folks are inside, dealing with the folks who are inside and how we could support them in terms of mass incarceration, but it's kind of a question of like system and root type shit. So in terms of the system that feeds into people then getting incarcerated, that feeds into people being flooded, our people being flooded into this system, into this superstructure, talking about the violence in our communities that we are subjected to that then lead us into these pathways that get us incarcerated. So say we're talking about drugs being in our community. That's a violent thing. It is violent. They are flooding our communities with drugs, destabilizing our communities economically by doing such, taking our people out of the community, which is again crippling them economically because it's less people in our community working in terms of the workforce, in terms of whatever, generating that economic power in our community. So how do we address that? If they're giving violence to us, rather than pointing the finger at our siblings, rather than pointing the finger, pointing the gun, pointing the trigger, pointing anything at one another, we gotta point that shit at them and be like, yo, the violence that we're experiencing, it should not move us to be violent against one another. It should move us to be violent against those who are making us violent. Because the process of dehumanizing people, when you dehumanize somebody, you are making them violent. When you treat somebody like an animal, how are you going to criminalize them for acting the way that you've been treating them the whole time? You treat us like dogs. And then when we act out, when we lash out, then you want to incarcerate us. So addressing the violence part, addressing systemic organized fashions like the Black Men's Movement Against Crack that came out of the December 12th movement that said these crack houses that are operating in our communities, police ain't doing shit about them. We getting the people in our communities, we getting the brothers in our community, and we going to shut that shit down ourselves. And did. The Black Men's Movement Against Crack was in Bed-Stuy, and when the police weren't shutting down the crack houses that were killing our people, Black men in the community organized by the December 12th movement got together and shut that shit down. So we got to do it organized. We got to take our violence and we got to channel it rather than channeling against one another and getting ourselves locked up. Channel that shit against them and then don't get locked up. Don't get caught. Anyway, straight ahead.
Shay, that goes to our group, the last group. Goes to the last group. Talking about political imprisonment, political prisoners, what we could do to support political prisoners. You want to start off? Shay.
What's the call? That's it. I'm Brother Shep. I'm a member of the original Black Panther Party right here in New York. Before I bring on our subject, I just want to say this is very important. This is a warning to everyone that's here. Okay, very important. There is no Black Panther Party anymore. It does not exist. It ended officially in 1981. There are people right now who are saying that they are Panthers. They're walking around with guns, dressed up in Gestapo SWAT uniforms, and telling you to call them up and join and become part of their army. This is a trap that this government will utilize. The FBI and CIA have done it before. They did it during 9/11 to a lot of our Muslim brothers and sisters and trapped them and locked them up. Some are still in prison now because they got caught up in those traps. We're talking about how to avoid being a political prisoner too. Do not call, do not join, do not promote any groups talking about their Panthers, because they are not. And they're probably associated with the FBI and the CIA, more than likely. Okay? I just wanted to put that out there before we move on and talk about how to avoid, because everybody here could potentially be a political prisoner because we're resisting and the government wants to stop us. Free them all.
All right, so our topic was political imprisonment. One of the questions we asked ourselves is, what does justice and liberation look like? In our group, we all had a vision of what justice and liberation look like. Collectively, what I wanted to talk about today is what are the next steps and action steps we could take. My colleague over here, if you look at her poster, not only does she has the names of political prisoners that are still locked up today, we want you to take a moment, embed those names into your mind. My sister over here, also, after this, you can meet up with her to do some action steps. We're doing some letter writing to our political prisoners. Another idea that Sister Betty gave us, right? We could do this right now. What month are we in? All right, what month are we in? All right, we know this is 12 months out the year, but we got 1 month. So, 2 months. Sister Betty gave us a call to action, and what she told us right now, what we could do, starting on Monday, is contact not only our parent-teacher associations, our schools. There's a Medgar Evers College community, what is it called? Elementary school, down the block on Carroll. We can contact them and teach them what is Black history. It is our responsibility to teach our students and the next generation about our political prisoners. It is our responsibility to teach us who are the Black legacy that we stand on today. No one else is going to do it. So Sister Betty gave us things to do. If you want to meet up with her, meet up with myself, I have a couple of ideas how we could build off that. Please do. I'm going to turn it over to Sister Mina. Sister Mina is going to talk about the march, because we got to get outside. Off the Instagram, off the social media, get outside. Put the good shoes on.
Thank you. That was a good segue, but not only are we talking about marching, but we're talking about what's coming up in the month of March. So March 22nd, St. Mark's Church from 12 to 3 p.m. Sister Betty, can you refresh us of what's happening there?
And March the 21st was the birthday of one of our transition comrades who was very active in the Ocean Hill-Brownsville uprising, Ralph Pointer. He put the first Black principal in the school system. He also put the first Spanish-speaking principal in the school system. And so in honor of him, because he said, pick up the work, keep it going, would love if this group, one of the things I'd love to see is a political prisoner choir. Not necessarily religious songs, but songs or poems in unison for a community event or an enactment of Brother Swayze, Balagoon's poems, you know, look for me in the whirlpool. You know, just as a community representing our fallen warriors. And so I'd like to see such a performance at the St. Mark's Church on the Bowery. It's March the 22nd, Saturday. Ralph's birthday was March the 21st. And we have the time event is 12 to 3 p.m. But we can occupy the building by 10 to set up, etc. I'd like it to culminate in a march around the block commemorating our fallen community peoples who were massacred by the occupation army and the rest of us who are being terrorized by this occupation army, with pictures of our political prisoners that we want to bring home. So just, you know, put that in your calendars. If we can't do all of these things, maybe we can try to do some of them. The people don't know. It's not that they, and they're scared, they're terrorized. But if you step out there with a march, with a song, with a poem, you let them know to fight the terrorism with them. You got to give them the courage to stand up.
Ashe. Fight the terrorism with it. Oh.
Fundraiser. Well, there'll be a charge at the door, but nobody will be turned away. And that money will go partially to WBAI because they have such a great record of speaking truth to power, and then to 3 political prisoners, Mamiya, Kamal, and my favorite, H.Rap Brown.
Free them all, free them all, free them all.
Free them all.
Actually speaking about Imam Jalal Amin, there's if you haven't seen on Activist News Network's Instagram, a current email blast going around in support of Jamil Al-Amin. So you can email different people in the prison in Tucson who are neglecting to give him the necessary medical attention that he needs. So definitely plug into that campaign. It's going on right now. And as my sister mentioned, up in Harlem, we're trying to get something going on Fridays, 5 p.m. at the People's Church, looking like letter writing to Kamal Siddiqui, but just trying to bring the community out around political prisoners. So if you're up in Harlem, connect with me. Let's talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we are now in the process of taking these thoughts, the initiatives that we have, and actually signing up, connect up with those groups that are doing work. We have, among others, there's a petition that one of our comrades proposed to officially designate Jordan Neely Memorial Grove. And we actually have some stickers right here that our comrades out of the Earth Church put together. Please grab a few of these and distribute them. That's one move forward that we have. We're also in the process of putting together a tribunal around these issues, genocides in the subway. What do we do with that, given that these courts, these slave patrollers, etc., are not interested in any way abating, and in fact are increasing this? So a tribunal is a space where we bring the people to the space and directly deal with issues of human rights, issues of injustice, and international law, because the international law and human rights law are being broken constantly out here in the genocidal United States, including in these subways. H.Rap Brown, now Imam Jamil Al-Amin, once said that anything that you don't control can be used as a weapon against you. And so we need community control over all of these systems, including these slave patrollers out here, and including our public transportation. So also, I want to make sure, and we have some more announcements, and we're going to get to those, but I want to make sure that we know what's happening next week. So as was mentioned, this is the first in a series of workshops. So I want to make sure that I have all my information accurate. You may have seen the flyer, which looks like this, community organizing workshops flyer over on social media, etc. This allows you to register right here. And so a week from today, and we'll be here from 2 to 4. That's February 8th. 2 to 4, African education, struggle, and vision. So we'll be right back in this space, 2 to 4 p.m., discussing African education, mutual aid, and overcoming barriers to build self-reliant, sustainable institutions. So as we've seen here today, this space that we are cultivating is about moving the work forward. As Sister Betty said, pick up the work. We have to pick up the work that our ancestors, that are those that came before us, put in front of us and furnished for us. And those that are on the inside are still suffering behind, such as Imam Jamil Al-Amin, such as Reverend Joy Powell, such as Dr. Afia Siddiqui, and so many others. And Mumia Abu Jamal, absolutely. So we're picking up the work. We need everyone to have to sign up for one of these organizations, one of these initiatives, and for this coalition in general, where we will be having these workshops every single week. So with that being said, we have a couple of more announcements, but please make sure that we have your name, your email, phone number. Approach those that we're doing, that we're facilitating the smaller groups. All of us are a part of these workshops moving forward. We're all connected to the organizations that were mentioned. D12 is in the building, as well as was mentioned, Care Collective, Autonomous Student Group. We have heads from BAP, Black Alliance for Peace. We have a number of extremely pivotal organizational efforts and energy in this space right now. So let's not squander any of that energy. Let's get up with one another, even as we're out the door, because we're a little bit after the fact now. So we're going to need that grace from the space because we're going to be here for the rest of the semester and moving forward. So let's do our best to work with them. And as we leave from this space, let's make sure we're building and we're accumulating more organizational effort for the long haul out here, because that's what this is. And that's what we all came here for.
A shout out to the team that organized resistance for Neely.
Absolutely.
They went in the subways, they were on the street.
And that organized this thing today. All of us. Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you,
know how
comrades.
many of you participated in that, but I want to give you a shout out.
Okay. And then, Brother Shep, you were going to announce, were you going to still announce, or you're good? Okay. So we got a couple of quick announcements. Please just let's make sure to stop once more by the front table to make sure that you have signed up for one of these various initiatives, organizations, etc. And let's build. Please don't leave yet. And we got just a couple announcements, and then let's in an organized way, let's move out of here and continue the work out the door. Here we go.
My email is panthershepcat@aol.com. panthershepcat@aol.com. Anyone who's not on the email list, just hit me up, and you'll get information on political prisoners, food security, land sovereignty, a lot of other projects we're working on. It's a private network. Get the information, which is intelligence. All power to people.
All power to the people. I wanted to make a few announcements. The police, their recent memo that they sent out to their fellow comrades, yes, I do have policemen in my family. That's why I can wear F the police, right? Okay. And not, you don't talk about it, you be about it, right? Now, it says keep cop killers in jail, which is aimed at the Black Panthers. But if they want, that is what their latest mail says. Now, if you want to, excuse me, the officer that shot 4 people on the L train, that's who it should be aimed at. He shot his partner. He shot somebody for beating a fare. $2.90, all right? He shot a woman, 26 years old, in the leg, and he also shot a man in the head in the next cart. So everyone that was on that train should be suing the police department. It should be a concerted effort. Now, Chauvin, he has requested another trial. He has been turned down twice. Now, recently, since Daniel Penny, they have said that they are going to look at the tissue. This is the excuse for him to get out of jail. You understand what's going down? I want y'all to pay close attention. You can look up, research, whatever I say. Now, Melania Trump and Elon Musk that came from South Africa, they both can brag that they came in and out of this country, you know, because she was a call girl in several languages. Now, hey, no, it's not my words. It was on the front page of the newspaper. And I'm saying this because now they're talking about, they're trying to pit people against each other, tell that this person is an immigrant and that one's an immigrant. Those are two immigrants that did not use any means. They said they made lots of money and they were able to travel. Right now, let's just say in the last 12 years, Israel, if you are from Israel, you can travel back and forth on our tax dollars. It's free. So why shouldn't everybody else be able to travel for free? The next one is, our people need to go by alternate numbers or names. When you have a bris as a Jewish person, they give you an alternate name by the first week that you're born. So you have a name for the streets and you have another name. That's how they avoid most of their arrests. They also put a trust and a building in the person's name. By the time that child is 18 or 21, they have enough money to buy a building with no money down. You understand the game? Now, in South Ozone, Queens, 4 more sentences. South Ozone, Queens, they also did what black men in crack houses, and they told the people from the karate schools, let's go on over there and shut it down, and they did. The Freedom Party. We need to join and have our own party if you decide, but as one billionaire said, everything is named party, party, party. Do you think we would actually let voters decide what our money's gonna do? That's why it's all named parties. And in saying that, we must fight and stay in the streets, stay in the streets. That's what we must do. That's until we win.
That's it.
Peace.
Peace, peace. All power to the people. Now, as these announcements are closing out, let's please make sure we're going to be coming around. A number of us have notebooks and clipboards, so please make sure if you haven't left your information with somebody that you do so before we head out. Let's hear. What's your name, Finn?
Sensei Barry.
Okay.
Good evening, very quick. My name is Sensei Barry. I'm from Harlem. We're having the Comedic Masters February 22nd from 12 to 5 at the Dwyer Center in Harlem. February 22nd, 12 to 5 at the Dwyer Center on 121st. Thank you very much. Here you go.
That was a wasp. I'm sorry. No. Respect. So as we close, just want to shout everyone out that came through. All of y'all, thank you for bringing your energy, bringing your ideas, bringing your organizational efforts. And please, let's not have this be the last time we build in this space like this or in other spaces. So catch us next week, a week from today, again, 2 to 4. And throughout the semester, we'll be here every Saturday afternoon. And get up with us. We're all connecting up over in the corner at the front. And shouts to y'all. On the move. Thank you. Thank you all. No, thank you. Much respect. Bless. Peace, comrade. Thanks again for coming through. I know it was, a lot going on as usual. We were very grateful to hear your grounding. And shouts to you as well, Susan. Yes. And
Peace. For anybody who's trying to join any grassroots initiatives, please link up with the organizations that are in here. We have a sheet in the back on the left that says grassroots initiatives. If you are serious about organizing within these initiatives, put your name and number as clear as possible. I can't read certain gibberish, y'all. So please be as slow as possible writing your name and number. Okay? So if you're serious about this grassroots initiatives that's here, the Jordan Neely